THINGS fans, welcome to the show. All things Bulldogs. Here we go, here we go. Yeah. Here we go. Blue and white pride, Bulldogs for life. Dog father here, gas by my side. All things Bulldogs, talking dogs tonight. Dog father and gas, blue and white pride. All things Bulldogs, footy talking ball. Dog father and gas, Bulldogs to the core. Bulldog spirit, strong and true. Blue and white, through and through. THINGS fans, welcome to the show. All things Bulldogs. Here we go, here we go. Hey. Here we go. Hey.
G'day, doggies fans, all things Bulldogs, and welcome to everyone on Tuesday night. We're back with episode 36 of the podcast, and we've got a special guest tonight. I don't know why I'm yelling, but I'm excited. It's Gas. Gas is back. No, we've got That Bulldogs Fan, Gibbo, who travelled to New Zealand the other day to watch the women's opening game as well. So he just keeps turning up to every single game, win, lose or draw. Gibbo's there watching on and supporting the lads and the gals. How are you, mate? Welcome to you. What
Very
was it
good.
like in New Zealand?
Thanks for having me.
What was it like in New Zealand? Cold.
Yeah, good. It was nice and fresh. You can imagine this time of year. Yeah, pretty cold. Actually, it wasn't too cold around Hamilton, to be honest. It was a bit colder down south, but yeah, it's nice and snowy down there. But Hamilton wasn't too bad, actually. Pretty good weather. A little bit cloudy, but besides that, pretty good weather, yeah.
Beautiful. All right, well, we've got a lot of questions that we'll ask you. We'll also give your channel a shout out, and anything you're doing on there, you can let us know, whatever you're promoting to build your channel up and that sort of stuff, where people can find you. We'll get that all out. We can post links and whatever else as well. How are you, Gas? What's happening? School holidays?
School holidays, everything's going good. The Dogs got the 2 points. America's out in the World Cup. It's all exciting. It's all exciting. Yeah, the girls didn't get off to a good start, but team list Tuesday today, so we'll have a good look at that team, and I'm guessing there's going to be quite a few changes, so don't read too much into what you see so far. But yeah, it's coming around fast, guys. Today's Tuesday, Origin tomorrow night, and then the build up to Saturday for the big game.
100%.
The main event. Origin's just the entree, mate, for the Doggies game.
That's
it. Origin's always the encore for the Doggies games. The encore. Yeah,
The entree.
The intro, sorry.
The
We're the encore. We're the special event.
Exactly.
Yeah, the best song. Sorry, guys. I'm sharing I forgot to share the socials again. Typical me.
That's all right.
All the important people are here.
It's a good shirt. it's a good shirt you got there, Gibbo. That looks like something that is
Thank
from
you very
your
much.
stable, I think. From your stable, right?
Just one of my many player t-shirts. You got the last name at the top. You got the Bulldog number at the bottom. I think you can see it just now, but there you go.
There you
Oh,
go,
nice.
guys.
And you got the logo on the back, of course.
There you go. Look at that, guys.
That Bulldogs
Got to get a
fan.
bit of promotion now while you can. But I got a bunch of merchandise on my Etsy store. If anyone's interested, check it out after this. That Bulldogs fan on Etsy. Got a
And
bunch of stuff there. Shirts, or any players that aren't there on the shop, or any merch you don't see that you'd like, let me know as well, because I'm happy to chuck some more stuff up there.
And there's going to
Beautiful,
be
guys.
Gibbo will tell you guys later about a special thing that he's doing. So if you do go on there between now and August 20 and purchase something, there's a special something up for grabs. So make sure you go on there and check it out. But he'll let us know shortly what he's doing from his own self. Special promotion for everyone. So really, really good stuff, guys. But let's have a look at a few of the chats and see who's on, guys.
Who's on? Hello to
G'day,
everybody.
Day. G'day. Matty Warren, play that funky intro, white boy. There you go. Yeah, Michael, he obliged. Up the dogs, Reg. G'day, Ryan. Evening, fellas. Hard week with no game to watch. Yes. Moratzijan, up the doggies. Old fella Dave. G'day, mate.
G'day, Dave.
Just about to watch some doggies podcasts. Yeah, well, that's it, mate. Love the song. Awesome. And that's an upgraded one today as well, guys. A few more details that Dave, I'm sure, has added in there. So it just keeps getting better and better. Had a little bit of Mad Max
Batman and Robin.
Yeah, vibe to it. And some BNR in there as well. But Michael has to say it the right way. He's like, I'm Batman.
I'm the Godfather.
Yeah, exactly. Heinzie 98, howdy lads. Hope all is well, despite the crappy weather here in Sydney. Yeah, it's not too great. G-Day, estranged friend. It seems like it's been a year. G'day, Brian. And
G'day,
there's
lad.
a few G'day Dibbos there as well. Showy, been a while. G'day, buddy. Timmy's back. Saying hello to everyone. Timmy's question already. Do you think Critter will back up from Origin? Calm down, Timmy. You know that'll come later, buddy. Calm down, Timmy. Sayed Ajmal, welcome, mate. Keen for Saturday, especially since it's Old Boys Day. Wonder who they'll have for their pre-game ceremony. So, for those who don't know, obviously all the ex-players, those who are available to come, they come for a game. They will usually do a walk around. They'll have a bit of special stuff from the club.
That's it.
So that's and the team, they get to meet them before and everything, and they go out there, they go, come on guys, we're going to win for the Old Boys. It's always big. All the teams do it now. World Cup, is that still on? Finished the day the Socceroos went out. Yeah, I think it finished today when the USA got knocked out. Love it, Gibbo. We love Presto Mania. Yeah. Lucas, good evening.
G'day.
One of the Jameses is in the house. I think Critter would be keen to back up, but his wife is expecting any day now.
Oh, is she? That's some good. I didn't think about that.
He had to get permission from his partner just to play the decider too.
Mm.
Who's watching the Origin? I'm sure we all are. Some of the big teams knocked out. Yeah, that's right. Bulldogs A, how you doing? I'll be at the game this Saturday. Awesome.
Just going to cut into Pro 5K there. He said he's done that edit for our channel. Send us the link, mate, and I'll play it during the stream tonight. The edit that you made on your channel for us. We'll I'll present it up here in the middle. But look, guys, let's talk about what's on tonight. So obviously we've got Gibbo here, so we're going to ask some questions of our special guest tonight, which will be good questions for everybody, actually. And I want to see some of your responses in the comments. There'll be a bit of nostalgia, as we always have when we get some new Bulldogs talent on the show. So we're going to find out Gibbo's 5 best wins as Bulldogs. This idea was actually another thing sparked by Dave. So good job, Dave. becoming my brain in eventually. It's like I'm not coming up with much at all at the moment. But also like the best grand final win, biggest disappointments, best players of each decade from the 90s onwards. When did you start watching the Bulldogs, Gibbo? Just a quick one, just a quick question to start.
Yeah, I probably started really getting into them when I was like maybe mid-teenager, 16, 17. Yeah, 15, 16, probably when I really started getting into it.
Yep. Oh, beautiful. So you've been following what, 10 years, 15 years?
Yeah, about 15 years or so. But I mean, my whole life really. But more full on. Yeah, for about 15 years now. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, and you're definitely committed. I actually met you for the first time. I don't know if you remember it. Most people don't remember me. But I met you at the Dolphins game, the Dolphins trial match last year, and I was actually, I think you're only. Yeah, the Bulldogs versus the Bulldogs versus Broncos at Redcliffe.
Yeah, Redcliffe. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I met you.
I actually remember. That was actually was it you I spoke to just next to the canteen?
Yes.
Next to the bar? Yes. Yeah, I do remember actually. Yeah, yeah.
And I was saying you should get a YouTube channel.
Like, I'd only just started doing my vlogs and I hadn't even put anything out yet. I remember saying to Taylor, "Look, someone recognises me," and she loved giving me a bit of shit about that, but it was a good laugh.
Oh, there you go. All right, people. So look, we're going to go through the team. We put the predicted side out everywhere last night. Pretty much dead bang on for all the names in the 22. We get it right here most of the time. You don't need the early preview from Fox and whatever else because they got no idea. They're likely to predict that Carlo Lawapu is going to play this week, or Jackson Torpenay might line up. Aki's on. G'day. He's sitting next to him. Put your head in, Aki. Let's say hello, buddy. The real star of the show, the linesman himself. There he is. The mobile phone holding linesman. We love that.
He ran the line the other day, guys, for was it the Cup game at Belmore? Jersey Flag game at Belmore. And while there was a conversion, he was standing there taking video with his holding the ball boy, running the ball boys and taking videos of the kick for goal, all in one. Welcome to the new age supporters, guys.
Now let's get straight to it. We're going to raise money again this month we're going to give back cartel members. James has already got his pack, and I've ordered a bunch more stuff because there's about 5 or 6 packs that I've got to do up. So be patient; they'll come out. A whole bunch of stuff in there, including a canvas. I'll probably just end up sending a few down to you, Gas, for some of the people that but I'll talk to you about that.
We'll sort it out. No worries.
Like for Brian and those sort of people. But yes, every time you contribute $5, those are already Dogfather and Cartel members have already got a ticket in this draw. Any draw we do, they've got one ticket. But any other contributions over the month of July, I'll be keeping a big track of it. And for every $5 gets you one extra ticket in the draw. We're also going to give 10% of what we raise in July to the foundation that's doing the July. Is it called, Gas?
Dry July,
yeah. Because outside of everything we do and the merch packs and that and what we bring in, I feel we've done a lot of charities already, and there's obviously a big push behind this one, and our little contribution from All Things Bulldogs, I'm sure, will be expected. Hoping to get at least $50 to $100 to contribute to them from the month's takings, which will be our little bit that we can do as well. Who's going to the game? I want to hear who's going to the game this week. Maybe get some polls up there.
Yeah, no worries.
As well. And we want to see you. If you can go see Gas, go see Gibbo. get a photo. We want to build our community as much as we can of the true supporters, the people that can keep it in their pants as such, or at least can keep it to our little personal chat rooms where we can release some steam there. You know what I mean? But not carry on and offend friends, family, and players, because once you write it, you can't really take it back, in my opinion. Obviously, we'll look at the Origin again, and Dave's actually he didn't talk to me. We talked about like the games coming up towards the end of the season, and how we looked ahead at those games, and he raised some really good points about the last couple of games, which will be against Penrith and the Broncos. So I want to talk about that as well. And also get your thoughts. How will Serraldo run his team this week? Because we have basically covered all the scenarios in that predicted lineup. Will Curran stay on the left and Preston come straight in on the right? Will Preston go off the bench? I think Preston, if he plays, he starts. That's my opinion. That's normally what happens. But we'll also look at the other scenarios. Will Salmon drop to the bench, or will they keep Salmon on the right edge with Lockie and then bring Preston straight back onto the left? There's lots of different scenarios that they can do. And obviously, whatever they're doing, I think what they'll have in mind is what's going to be the strongest position for those players moving forward towards the end of the season. Like, they'll probably try and say, this is the side we want. This is the way we want to play our game, and the not sort of this chopping and changing thing. They're going to probably go with the selections that they want to go for the rest of the year if they can. But the fact they got so much versatility is also, I think, a real plus for us. The fact they could just swap Salmon from one side to the other and bring Curran in to be on the end of 2 tries off Critter was phenomenal last week, so against the Titans. So lots for us to talk about, people. Sorry, I'm struggling with getting my words out tonight. I don't know why, but I am. I guess I'm just excited to be in Gas's presence again, and I haven't spoken to Gas all week, and I think that might be why. One other thing, Joby is on the Gold Coast, so Joby has been on here before, so we're going to catch up. We're going to watch the game together on Saturday, and we might even do a watch along on Saturday from up here. So maybe if you're at the game, you guys, you might be able to come in and say hello and get the feel of the game from live, because I'm sure you'll both be there at a call.
Absolutely.
How many people do you reckon are going to get to a call this week, Gas? What's your prediction?
Look, weather dependent. My expectation is it could be around the 25 mark. I know that we were only about the 18 mark last game, but it'd be nice to get over 30, to be honest. If everybody wants to get out there, it's a Saturday afternoon, guys. We're 3 in a row. We're pushing towards the finals. The team would absolutely love to see that extra support out there. 5:30 on a Saturday is a great time, and there's also, for those who want to come, there's also a women's game as well beforehand. So you've got a double header, 2 games to come out and watch to suit everyone's sort of requirements. There's no excuses, and majority of where you sit is pretty much covered as well. Unless you want to sit down further up the front and get wet. If it's wet, that's fine. But yeah. Guys, the previous game against Canberra was absolutely soaking. Michael, remember we were there, mate. We got absolutely soaked in that game. Absolutely drenched.
The start of the game to the end, it was relentless. It didn't stop.
But we still stuck it out and got the result, 14-10, and off we went, guys. It was a great drive home that night. So, although you stayed the night, I remember, but we took off, and we had to do a late change in the car. But guys, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You remember those ones even more. So get down there, support the team, and it'll. Yeah, I'm hoping for at least 25, but we could be pushing hopefully a bit more. The Bulldogs are doing something as well. If you're a member, if you go on to the Ticketmaster, where the tickets have been sold, they are doing something for some juniors, some free tickets, guys. So if you go on there and book, and there's not even any charge either. So if you book the tickets for your kids, etc., if you're a member and you've got extras you want to bring along, jump on there and have a look and see if that's still working. You can grab some additional tickets for free, guys. There you go. So it'll also potentially happen for the next 2 weeks as well, guys. Aki just mentioned. So there you go. And look, and the Raiders are going to be pumped, guys. Like they've got Papali back, and also Noah Martin. They've got, like pretty much all of their players back, and more than likely, Hudson Young usually backs up from these games. Ricky's desperate. He's not going to let him rest if he's able to play. So it'll just depend on what we do with Critter. But it'll be a big blockbusting game. Like we mentioned there, old boys as well. All our ex-players who are part of that community and come down there on the day.
Yep.
Get down there, guys. The Bulldogs love to do these activations and everything they do for the crowds. We need to get down there and support them. It's a big stadium, so there's no excuses about not finding a seat.
So where do you sit in the kennel?
We're in the kennel, guys, 110. So obviously you need the kennel pass, but there's nothing stopping you guys from coming to say hello as well. Timmy knows the way. There's quite a few of you guys come and say hello each game. Just give us a buzz or message us when you get close. If they don't let you in, we'll meet you from the one just on the other side, which I think is the 111 on the other side. So just come in that one, and then we're right. We're not there. I've always got the same spot, same seat every game. But we've got the banner there as well. So yeah, Timmy's got the
where do you sit? Where do you sit, Gibbo?
I was in the kennel for, I think, 5 or 6 years, but last year I upgraded to the Ultimate member, so we're in front of our Zero now these days, last year and this year.
Oh, wow. What's it like up there?
It's good. Yeah, it's good seats. I won't lie. You got a pretty great view. You got a good view of Zero as well when you look behind you, see if he's going, good or bad. But if you got to pay for it, it's about $1,600 a year, so it's a bit pricey, but it comes with some good benefits as well. Great seats every week as well. So,
well, what else could you want to buy other than that? You don't need anything else. Like you just need those tickets. That's it. So
that's it.
Makes sense to me.
It's a good investment.
It's easy
100%.
for all of us, guys. Whenever any milestones, birthdays, anything special comes up, just ask for something with Bulldog related, and that's it. It's pretty easy to sort out for us. So we're very simple people, not asking for much. So
Pro 5T, yeah, I just had a little look at the short he did for us. It's like who are the best podcasters, and he's crossed out a whole bunch of them there and said we're the best. So there you go. I'll play that a little bit later.
I'll just grab a couple
to have dinner.
I'll grab a couple of comments, mate, just to see where we're at.
Yep.
Okay, what do we got here? Moratz is watching, wants to watch Critter. Sick edit. Matty Warren, I'll kick the contribution off with 20. So I'm guessing that's come directly to you, has it?
Oh, thank you, Matty. Yep. So, guys,
you, mate. You can
get your tickets.
Yep. Do you want to show the prize for this month, mate?
Yeah, let's show the prize, mate. Well, let's make us a little bit bigger, can we? How's that look? There we go. Signed and numbered by the 2026 Bulldogs team. So that'll be the beginning of August. This jersey will be drawn and given to a winner, and one that you can get framed up, guys.
And the only people that don't have numbers on their guys have not played first grade yet. So
there you go.
There was a couple there we've got signatures of, and I said, sorry, mate, you haven't made your debut yet, so you can't put your number yet, mate. So everyone else is on there, has made their debut. So that's why you'll find a couple on there that haven't got a team number yet. So, or at least haven't debuted.
Sorry to jump in, but it makes me very happy to see numbers on another jersey because it's something I actually do myself. I'm sure you know, Gash, you've seen a few of my jerseys, but it was actually Jack Cogger's idea a while ago, right before he went to Super League. I needed his signature on one of my jerseys. and I sent it up to his house, and he signed it for me. And he said, "Do you want me to put my player number on it?" I thought, "No, because then I have to get everyone's player number. Don't worry about it." And he sent me the jersey back, and I thought, "That's actually a really good idea. Get player numbers on it." Then you always see people saying, "Oh, I wonder who signed this jersey, whose signature's this." If you get your player number on there's only ever one player number per player. So it's a great way to identify it yourself. And now the Bulldogs have their database on their website as well, so you can just match it up with the number. It's real easy.
Yeah.
Is that the history database?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's good. It's great.
Yeah, I love it. I've got links to that, all the Bulldog stuff on my own website as well, guys. Sorry I haven't done much on the website itself. We put an article out the other day raising questions around Braith again. And it's quite funny to see one of the other podcasts at the moment talking about Burton and how much, this is what I mean. Like all these podcasts coming out with these headlines and Fox come out with these headlines that Parramatta are going to buy Burton or are interested in Burton, but Parramatta haven't said anything, obviously. And it was just Braith's idea that they should go after Burton. That just became a massive talking point. It's like, well, I'm sure every team in the competition, if they've got a spare $1 million, are going to inquire. But look, this notion that you can't look. I know Gus is very disciplined with his cap. Sorry, just a slide. This is what we do. We go all over the shop, Gibbo.
No, I love it. I love it. Keep going.
We go on tangents and end up in places that we've been plenty of times before or don't want to go to again. But with Birdo, look, who's to say that we don't keep a player that can kick goals, can kick that ball that way, who's got a short kicking game, who's got one of the best running games in the comp, is versatile. I think Gus essentially builds a cap around you. You have your dominant player in each position, like your senior player, and then you have your backup. And I get what they mean when they say, well, it's hard to have a $2 million centres in your team, but Stephen Crichton and Matt Burton aren't just centres. And when you've got other players playing roles, I think they can make it work. I think long term they do want to have a halfback who's probably your best player in your team, getting the most money, like other sides have got. I think that's the end goal, like to be like the Penriths and the Melbournes and whoever else is where you've got that superstar fullback and that superstar halfback and a prop forward that can stand up to any other team in the comp on any given day. And I think we're heading in the right direction there, but we just still don't have that. So we need to keep our good players. And the fact of the matter is, Birdo and Preston aren't even able to talk to other teams yet. So all this pressure and discussion about it, oh, Gus needs to get this done right now and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, hang on, let's just see how this pans out this year first. You know what I mean? Like, let's let them play. And I think what we've seen in the last, we've won 4 of our last 5, should have beat West as well, to be frank.
Yep.
Haven't been anywhere near our best, by the way, but starting to get that game back on, you know what I mean, where we're keeping teams down to that. We've basically stopped teams scoring that extra try, and we've scored an extra try ourselves over the last 5 weeks. And that's turning around big time. If we can then get one more try per game over the next 3 or 4 matches and improve our attack and keep that defense where it is, we then start eating into that for and against and whatever else. And there's so much football to be played, and we'll talk a bit more about that and get your predictions on the next few weeks, as well as a big deep dive into this Raiders game. So, but guys, start putting the money in. Super chats, the bank account. What did Matty Warren said he kicked off? So 20. That means Matty, he's got 40 and he's got 4 tickets in the draw. and all the other Dogfather and Cartel members already got entries as well. And people who put money in every single week, which is Brian, who always puts his money in every single week, and I really appreciate it, Brian, and also Matty Warren as well. So
Thanks, Brian.
we're up to. We'll see how much we can raise, guys, and see how much money we can also donate to Dry July. And I'll get the proper links for that. And if people actually just want, make sure I get all the links. If you don't want to do it this way and just want to give money to that,
Of course.
definitely just invest all your money into that as well, if you'd prefer to do that, because it's a great cause, and it's so sad what's happened to him and his family, and hopefully something really good can come out of this, because it's obviously been devastating for him. So we want to donate a little bit, but I know we've already done 2 big pushes on charities already this year in recent months. So I just thought, we're just going to donate 10%. So if people still want to donate more than that, they can do that directly with the charity as well. But this way you're in for a jersey and for whatever other draws we come up with. Just to reiterate, we had 2 winners of the Bar TV access last week, and so that was really well received. We might do another one of those later in the year as well, if people want to do that, or find something that we can do, maybe come up with a KO subscription or something for people who can't afford it. But I think most people have got KO. Yeah, what's up next there, Gas? What are we doing?
Brian's saying Brian's excited. He's got to get another personal gas delivery of his kit bag that you've got for him, mate. Once you send it over, Timmy, it's NAIDOC week this week as well, fellas. So that's it.
Beautiful.
I think Trell Mitt was on 100% footy last night as well. There's the special kit bag, guys. The show bag, all things Bulldogs show bag.
So Bulldogs, Mike's got one coming out. There'll be one for Brian, for champion Mikey Warren. Look, we've got a little Bulldogs thingy, little thank you card with some Buzz Rothfield memes on there. Little beer coasters, playing cards, magnets.
Mate, you might have to combine with Gibbo, mate, to get some stuff from him, mate, to include in your show bag, mate. Maybe, who knows? Collaboration, mate.
I might start selling one day, but I'll just keep it for the channel members at the moment.
There you go.
Just something extra I can give back to people who continually throw money our way.
Maddie's saying, good to see Woods is back at 7 in reserve grade. So it's taken till round 19 to play his first game after 357 hamstring injuries later, guys. That's minus the 354.
So happy for him. So happy for him to be back.
Yeah. So at the moment, they've put him at 7. They put Conti at 6, guys. So if you're wondering, but we do have a very, very strong lineup at the moment. So which is good. So starting with Cade Dykes back at number 1, which is good after a while. So even Cochrane's Tay still kept his spot on the wing. And little Shrek's son is there as well. So it's a very good lineup, guys. And Jack Todd makes a start in the run-on team. So, and we'll see what happens with some of those first graders that don't get a start, because the game's not till the day after on Sunday at Belmore, guys. So it's a good game at 2:00 to come down and watch as well at Belmore. For those who want to see Mitch Woods, those ones who keep commenting about him all the time and think he's been playing and what he's up to and think come and watch him play, guys. Come and see him. Come and see Conti.
Get down there and watch.
Come and see them all play, guys. There's usually a good, solid faithful that are down there. So come and say hello and see the guys play. Timmy, that's right. Cade's back as well. That's it. I like Curran left and Presto back to the right personally, but we'll back the coach either way. That's the way to be, guys. Have your opinion.
That's what I want, Brian.
Yep. Have your opinion, but support the coach, whatever he decides, guys, 100%.
Part of me would want Salmon to go back to 13 too, just because I love to have that more of that senior player on the bench with lots of energy.
Yeah.
And I think having Mann and Salmon on the bench together and having another half. And, I just think it makes us a little bit, I don't know. But look, our bench was probably exposed a bit against the Titans. But it was a really good, as Serrato said, he sort of spun it positively. Like those youngsters, they didn't turn it up. They kept fighting hard. It was Hit Boy's best game, or Hot Boy's. I probably
Lip Boy, Hot Boy. Yeah.
Sorry, I always say Hit Boy.
Lip Boy.
Sorry, mate. It's just me. It's no offense. And I've got him in our little start. I've got my photo with I chose the photos with a couple of the young guys and a couple of the blokes that don't get all the raps. But look, he had his best game. But Underhill and that and Kurt Mann, the bench just wasn't as good as it had been. But our start was probably one of the best starts we've had. Yeah. As far as our middle dominance, and that's what we want to see more of. So it's a real hard one to see what they come up with and what's the best sort of way to go. What's your thoughts? What was your thought on the lineup and on the Team Tuesday lineup there, Gibbo?
Yeah, it's good to see Preston back. Hopefully he gets a run. And I agree. I'd like to see him, if he does, I'd like to see him starting as well, to be honest. And Salmon, I'd also like to see Salmon back in the lock position. But, I'm pretty happy with the lineup. Should be a cracker game. The last couple of games against Raiders have been great games. So if you haven't been to a Doggies and Raiders game recently, this is the one to go to, I reckon.
Yeah.
Old boys' day. And, they're never easy. They're down 20-0 the game before. We weren't expected to beat them in round 3. And look, even they won 7 in a row against us, and none of them were really massive. I think the most they'd beaten. There was games where they looked dominant, but we stuck with them and got close. But there was games we should have won that we lost.
Magic round,
magic round every year.
And the one at Belmore that we got absolutely dudded by
Reece Martin.
Still never kill that one. That's pathetic.
Well, we've got a lot of stats up about that I had going earlier, down scrolling below, that Dave put together.
Thanks, Dave.
The Raiders have been in the doggies bin for 702 days now, and the last time they beat us was 781 days ago on May 17th, 2024. We have won the last 3 against the Raiders, and the first win of that streak ended a 9-game winning run Canberra has over us. Let's watch it. So, those stats are going across the end. Do you want to look at the 2 lineups, guys?
Let's have a look.
Share that on the screen. Let's go.
Start our own winning streak against the Raiders now.
That's it.
3 games.
Thanks,
3 or 4.
We got a special streamer happening here, guys. We got Dave. Dave is coming straight to us from Vietnam. Thank you, mate. He's got us on his phone in Hoi An Beer Street in Vietnam.
Well, that's where Andy's in Vietnam at the moment as well. Andy Sage.
Might bump into each other. If you're probably both wearing Bulldog stuff, mate, it won't be hard to miss.
Apparently it's going great guns in Vietnam.
It's like what happened to me last year in China, in Guangzhou Airport. I was walking around in my Bulldog jersey, and there comes past a grand final winning Bulldog. So you never know what you're going to find, guys.
All right. So we might turn the comments off for a second so we can see Gibbo down the bottom there. Yes. If you can just turn that comment off.
No worries, mate. Can do that for you.
Beautiful. Want to see Gibbo's beautiful face. You can come all this way.
And guys, just for you guys, Gibbo the other day traveled to New Zealand, obviously, as we said earlier, had one night away from his wife, who normally goes every game with him, but still managed to have a date with about 20 girls.
Yes, I did.
Want to tell us about that, mate?
Lucky me, right? Would you like to hear the story now?
Yeah, give us a quick story on that one, mate. Before we
basically flew over to New Zealand to watch the girls kick off their season against the Warriors in Hamilton. So that was good to see a new stadium. And I was invited out after the game by the team manager to go have dinner with the girls that were heading out to a restaurant. So I was very grateful for that. And I don't think Taylor would have liked hearing that too much, but she was a good sport about it, you know. But no, it was a nice night out, something different. And it was good to sit with the coach and the staff and stuff and have dinner while the girls are all there as well having dinner. So it was nice.
Awesome
Beautiful.
stuff. So that's the NRLW team guys that he had dinner with. So very popular guy that night. Very popular.
Very lucky. Very lucky.
They're like, one supporter that came all the way from Australia. Bring him with us. Let's go.
I think I was actually the only Doggies fan in the crowd as well, bar the girls' family and stuff. Yeah, it was.
Oh my God.
5,000 people strong. It was a very solid turnout.
That's good for Hamilton. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Mick, what do you got, mate? Let's have a look.
All right, let's get the side by side. So I was going through, obviously, Canberra. Yeah. The team that continues to fly under the radar. Whether they're doing good or bad, it doesn't seem to be a team they want to talk about too much. But Tracy, Karaz, Burton, Tawala, Jethro, Critter, Captain, and 5'8", Lachlan Galvin, Max King, Bailey Haywood, Leo Thompson. They've got Josh Curran in the 11. Essentially, he's on the left, Salmon on the right, Harry at lock, Kurt Mann, AJ into the 15 jumper, which would be an indication they'll be looking to give him more minutes. I think that's the way that they sort of say this guy's coming on first. Then Jack, Lipboy, Bronson as the back cover, Sean as the halves cover, and then we've got Presto, Spinks, and Jed Reardon as the guys. Now, for the Raiders, a lot of ins and only a few outs. But KO Week, Sebastian Chris now on the wing. Simi Sasagi, I think, has been one of their best players. Really gone hard as a centre. And in that first game, I felt he was their best player on the field and was hard to manage for our team. Matt Tomoko, who spent a bit of time, the New Zealand international, spent a bit of time in reserve grade. Xavier Savage, Ethan Strange, Ethan Sanders, the big red Corey Horsburgh. Let's hope he has to play Origin on Wednesday. Owen Paddy starting. So there was all this talk he was unhappy and they were getting rid of him and all this. I don't think that at all. I think it's just about getting the young guy ready. Joseph Tapine, Hudson Young, hopefully has a great game for the Blues and, gets back to his frustrated self against us. Noah Martin's back in the side, who hit the ground running this season and definitely looks the goods. Zach Hosking is another one who's a very underrated player. Tom Starling, Ada Mariotta, one who's been developing as one of the next big man in that side. Josh Papali's back. Dane Laurie, I'm not sure if he'll see any minutes. Chevy Stewart and Morgan Smithies. So there you go. There's a couple more. Kobe Black, who basically when they signed Jonah Peze to come there from next year, this kid said, I'm out of the Broncos, I'm leaving. And to be honest, he was probably the dominant half in the under-19 Origins match last year and outpointed our boys, I think. Toby and Mitch Woods. Toby Rodwell, the Roosters player. Jed Stewart, Ricky's son, who doesn't get any sort of questions about, what do they call it? Nepotism and stuff. Joe Roddy. Ricky's Raiders just are allowed to just do whatever they want, I think. You got any thoughts on that, Gibbo? Doesn't worry you?
It's a pretty good lineup, to be honest. It's not a bad lineup. If you go in thinking you're going to win this game, it's easy to lose. So the bookies have us as favourites, but that worries me a little bit as well. I feel like we play better as underdogs.
Well, we have this year, haven't we? I think we've won more games as underdogs than we have as
Yeah,
favourites.
I think so as well. Yeah, it's not a bad lot. So yeah, it's gonna be a good game, I reckon. Tough game for both sides.
Yeah,
Look,
well,
and if
definitely a good
anybody,
side, and they should be doing a
yeah,
lot better than they're doing. This Raiders team, they've got on paper, apart from having an inexperienced halfback, and another pretty young but very good 5'8", and a very young 9. They've got the pack that can beat most packs in the comp. But I'm backing our boys at the moment. I'm loving what I'm seeing from our pack. What's your thoughts, Gas?
yeah. Look, definitely the Raiders have been under the radar in respect to their position on the ladder. It still hasn't received anywhere near the scrutiny of what the Bulldogs and the Broncos, I'd say, probably the next team at the moment. Melbourne and the Raiders have both sort of flown a lot under the radar. If anybody listened to the Pack Mentality podcast, guys, if you've ever listened to that, Aaron Warburton, our CEO, came on there for the second time. He was the inaugural guy, and he spoke about, again, they were asking him questions about this same thing. And he said, Bulldogs sell, guys. The Bulldogs sell, like the media want to talk about the Bulldogs. It's what sells, and they know it. They're aware of it. They deal with it. But that's the way it is. So I'm sure in other fans, if you go onto the Raiders fan pages and the other teams, I'm sure they're all bagging the crap out of their team, guys. No different than what other supporters are doing as well. It just doesn't get the traction in the media. It doesn't sell the papers, doesn't create the headlines. So that's why we keep copping it. Even Mick Ennis the other day, guys, if you listen to the game, if some of us watched it multiple times, the game against the Titans, his call in that game was horrific, honestly. It
started horrifically.
Yeah, and he tried to compensate for it at the end, but it was just they were backing for the Titans to come back in the end to win the game and find a way and everything, but he just doesn't give us anywhere like, oh, they've been traveling here and traveling there and doing whatever. It's just, it's disappointing to keep seeing these sort of narratives all the time. But as a Bulldog supporter and the way that it is, you just got to wear it and move on and not worry about it. If you start to fall into that trap all the time of listening to these guys and believing what they say, you won't have any positivity even after a win. But good looking Canberra team. I'm excited to see that they've got their players back as well. So I like it when all the teams have their best players back. It gives us the best challenge. They've got a team that, like Gibbo said, at this juncture and the whole year, really, no team can be rest assured of a victory. I mean, look at Manly the other day, thinking they were just going to turn up, play their high-octane footy, and then beat the Eels. Well, they had another thing coming to them, didn't they? And that's without Moses, who's probably the most dominant player that gets them their victory. So no game is guaranteed. So we need to turn up, focus on our defense, which is what we've been doing, and absolutely smother their guys that are dangerous. Like Seraldo said last week that Kyo Weeks, and Keanu Kinney, we're keeping him up at night all week. Same thing with Weeks this week, guys. These are the guys that we have to be cutting down their time, taking away their options to run their plays, do what they are electrifying, dangerous players. These are the kind of people that can take the game away from you in a space of 5 or 10 minutes. They can put on 2 or 3 tries. So we need to nullify that. We need to shut them down, just like we did against all the best teams, like Penrith, how we shut down Cleary, same as the Storm with Faialongo. Everyone that we play, we have to nullify those dangerous players and just focus on our defense and then keep our aggressive play, our offloads, and the way that we're trying to play, keep that going, hopefully with a bit more balance than what we did against the Titans. When it's not on, we need to rein it back in again. That's all.
Yeah, we seem to, they were having a bit too much fun there and then thought they'd become invincible. And it happened. It's just the way we play. We just have to win games twice all the time, and it's become annoying. But as long as they get the win in the end of the day, that's all that matters. That should show people, don't get ahead and don't get too cocky. And they'll like what Gibbo said at the start. It's like people might think we're the favourites, but on paper, this Raiders side is close to full strength, and
Yeah.
and I think that it's that's the side that became minor premiers last year, and the only top 8 team that they didn't beat on into that position was the Bulldogs that they led 20-0 at halftime at home against. So, the fact that they've gotten away with it took until a week ago for an article to be written about their season, but they still managed to kick us at the same time. But what I want to do, look, is just compares, because a lot of people still sort of, Moses Leota comes to the potentially coming onto the market. Oh, Max King needs to go to the bench, and we got to go and sign Leota. Okay, well, stats aren't everything, but let's have a look at this guy. This is probably one of the elite players in the NRL, the captain of the Raiders, Joseph Tapine. Played 250 games. He's in his 13th season. He's played 16 games this year, which suggests they've only had 1 or 2 buys. So it's been a long season for them. He's tackling at 93%, probably a little bit down, but he is a high effort player. Averages 131 meters this year. And look, he's playing on average, I would say 55, nearly 60 minutes every single match. He's one of your elite props. Now, I want to match him up against Maxi King to show you how important Maxi is to us, for those who don't already realise it, which is only a few people. Just played his 150th game, 11 games this year. Obviously, he got his face broken against Penrith, and that's a big reason that we struggled after that, 100%.
5 in a row, yep.
He's tackling at nearly 95% efficiency. He's averaging about the same amount of hit-ups as Joseph. He averages 124 metres. In a side that had been struggling. And he's also been playing slightly less minutes. So based on his minutes, he's playing between 45, 50 minutes every single game, sometimes a little bit more. He's doing a good job. He also the offloads, 12 offloads in his 11 matches is so important for us. The threat of that offload is essential. Now let's have a look at our other prop in Leo Thompson, who's had 10 appearances for us this year. And I actually need to look at the stats. What's our winning percentage with Leo and Max King playing together? Because I think that's going to look pretty good. 122 meters, which is definitely a lift on his career overall. So he was averaging 84. At the Bulldogs, he's 122. This is what people need to understand, is this guy is still very young. And took, I think, 5 weeks to get his first win potentially as a Bulldog, maybe 4. He's offloading for the side. He's had, 11 games. How many games has he had? 10 games, 11 offloads. So that's both props are averaging 1 offload each per game, which might not seem like a lot, but it's definitely a threat to opposition teams. And if they don't shut our big boys down, that just helps with momentum. It helps with play the ball speed. If you got players who have to hang off because they're worried about an offload, it affects how they defend them and stuff like that. All this sort of stuff comes into it. Yeah, we're going a lot better since Max King came back into the team. When did he come back into the side, Gas?
He came back, I think, against the Sharks in Magic Round.
There you go. All right.
So we've lost the game against the Sharks. We won against. So we've won 4 out of the 6 games that he's been back and playing together.
They've played together.
So he's only lost two games with them playing together.
There you go.
Because when he got injured for Penrith, Leo hadn't played yet. So Leo came back after that. So only 2 losses against. So that was against the Sharks and against the Tigers that we lost, and we've won the other 4 games with them playing together. So it's actually doing its job, and Leo's minutes are making up for that and allowing King to do what he has to do in the time that he's on there.
Is it any wonder that and this is what we talked about, when Max King and Leo Thompson start to provide that 1-2 punch and become a hell of a opening partnership, that we can actually start to look forward comfortably, and then see these young guys like AJ and then Finau Latu still developing and coming through, and a couple of other big boys. Obviously the Undertaker and whoever else. Hopefully Jack Todd's still in that conversation. You know, these guys coming through off the bench and probably be there for a few years, hopefully. With these two young fellas, King, who's still only 29 or whatever. Is it any wonder that Bailey Hayward has his best game? And what's he done? He's played 80 minutes. 80, 83 and 80 minutes in our last 3 wins. And we'll see. He's defended stoutly in those games, over 40 tackles. Missed quite a few in the last one. Running meters, 40 meters against the Eels. Now, he didn't have any meters against the Seagulls, but he did bring some players onto the ball, and he had 7 runs for 48 meters in...
Titans.
Sorry, that's the Titans, 48 meters, but I don't know why it's not giving me all the proper stats here for Bailey. They change them for each player to try and... I don't know why they do that, but anyway. It's no surprise that he's able to run and show you what he can do. That try assist for Jethro Renakama was brilliant. And he's got that
best pass of the year.
Yeah. He's got that ability. And this is what I mean. Like, we all want to be critical of the kid, but he's, I was watching another clip come up about people blaming Bailey Hayward and stuff. I'm just like, he hasn't had the platform. Give him the platform, and there you go. He's off and he's running and he's doing things that we want to do. And he's only going to get better and better and better and better and better. Now, Owen Paddy, for example, he is a natural runner. He will run. But he hasn't had too many games starting this year, I don't think. Should we have a look at him?
Yeah, we can, mate.
Yep. Let's have a look at him. While we do that, who's your biggest worry from the Raiders side, Gibbo? Who are you most worried about in their team?
Oh, there's a couple in there. KO Weeks, always got to worry about him, especially when he's floating around in the fullback position. Xavier Savage is probably the other one. He can just strike from nowhere, really. But they have quite a few in the side, both the Ethans and the halves. Yeah, but there's a couple in there. But I reckon KO Weeks is one to watch out for sure.
So Owen's had 8 games this year. He's played 18 minutes, 17 minutes, 25. Now, in the games against the Storm, 55 minutes, and Dragons, 57. So, to me, what that says is that they've decided that Owen's gonna play as their hooker for the rest of the year, barring injury. That's what I think. And that is a danger, because he has sort of built up a little bit of that resilience and that seasoning that he needs to get. Because prior to that, he was just coming on and being that running hooker. But I think, though, you can tire this kid out, and if he does run and does do a few runs early, it could come back to bite him. Obviously, they have Starling who can come on, and he probably needs a bit of a freshen up. He's done a lot of that opening work throughout the year, but he comes back off the bench. And Starling's probably more suited as a bench hooker anyway, who comes on and runs. So that's going to be something we've got to really worry about, I think, is around the ruck. And they have the forwards that can give them the platform. There's no doubt about it. So for Max King and Leo Thompson and our interchange, the way they balance that out is important. which I think we need to have one of those senior guys. Whether it be, I think Josh Curran's the one that they're going to send back to the bench. I think Serrato's going to do that. I think he's going to keep Salmon with Galvin. He's going to put Presto on the left, leave Harry at lock, and just drop Josh Curran back to the bench, and Josh will be first or second in the change through the middle. I think that's what will happen. It's probably not what I want to happen, but I think that's what will happen if Preston is fit and ready to play. So I think for the way we play to get us off to a good start, we want to see that we want to see them more than match the Canberra Raiders. And where they've beaten us in a lot of games or been better than us has been through that middle dominance early, which has set them up out wide. I'm more confident in our team now with the way Leo and Max are playing, especially, and with the way our edges, the line speed coming from the edge of the field from all players involved, has made it very hard for oppositions that we've played in recent weeks to sort of show any sort of dominance through the middle. It's been harder for them to do it. Manly sort of probably had the better of some of the exchanges. They were marching up the field better than probably any team had against us for a long time. Probably since the Knights, and the Knights and the Sharks probably were the most dominant in that regard against us. But yeah, I think it was a tough game against Manly, and the fact that we ground that out and won that match and won it off scramble and all that sort of stuff was big for us. What I'm hoping and what I want to see against the Raiders this week in front of the old boys is those guys to go out there with intent to offload, intent to dominate a very tough forward pack, and to not just get parity or equality in the middle, but to actually win that battle. Because if they do that, we will beat the Raiders. Their outside backs will crumble. Yeah, so there you go. I think another comparison we could show as well, guys, is between the halves as well, to just to show when people talk a lot about Galvin. Well, statistically, he's outpointing a lot of the halfbacks he's coming up against. So in most areas, which is funny for a team that's not scoring enough points. I think the problem is we just haven't had enough spread of statistically across our fullbacks and across our 5'8s and that sort of thing. But Galvin's done pretty well.
I think the only change he'll make is Harry Hayes and Salmon, mate. I think he won't want to call the double bluff on himself. I think he'll be forced to leave Curran with Critter, and he'll want to put Galvin back with Preston. So if Preston's fit, and I think, like you said, you want to have some impact, I think he'll leave that for Harry Hayes to come off the bench and put Salmon back into his 13. He does like Salmon in his 13, but not to be playing the 13 he was at the start of the year. He'll still want the Hayward hitting the halves first up, and the lock just playing his lock role and you know, up in your face defense and all that sort of stuff that he does very well. But that's what I think he'll do. I think he'll want to look at these other changes. But at the end of the day, if Critter does play, he would want him to be having Curran there, just to give that option, because it means he still has Birdo out the back and Jethro running on point. And then everyone knows if you've got Preston outside of Galvin, it gives you options with Tuala as well on the outside as well. So either way, but expect them to look at potentially doing those early kicks that they do as well. That's just to put the backs and the fullback and the wingers on notice, so they can then just hedge their bets, not come up straight away, which allows them to still play outside them as well. So, but we should be a little bit more have a bit more intention to score off those kicks early, which we didn't show the other day. So that first kick that Critter did, no one really chased it, but we got the repeat set. There needs to be that they need to be hitting that line and looking to score off that as well.
Curran chased it, and he talked to Curran. He just wanted him to be a bit wider because he wanted him to be a scoring threat.
Yeah, but he chased it as a defender, really. Not never. It was never a try scoring option for him. The kick was the start of the run was always too late.
Yeah, because
it wasn't like he was running into the line and then he was pointing at the kick. It wasn't anything like that. It was more we're going to kick it, and then he just chased it, and it was never going to score unless there was no one there. So
well, if he was wider though, that's the thing, mate. So it's about angle. So if he's wider, he has less distance to run for the angle that the ball's going at. So it was further for him to get to the ball because he was too close. That's why Critter was saying push wider when I'm
that's
when
okay
that.
to push wider.
So they obviously hadn't practiced. Obviously they'd practiced that, and Curran had run more of a closer line to sort of get the ball and inside out rather than being outside in.
Yeah.
If he's doing that, he cuts down the angle. He's got less to run. He's actually a threat on the score, which I think, and it's actually really funny because I think that the opposition watched that and Critter was pretty animated about that, and I think the fact that it's like they were prepared for more kicks.
Yep.
And they sort of held back because it was like, well, we got that wrong, but we'll get it right next time. But how did Critter play it the next time?
No looker,
and he come through the same thing. It was like that deception.
Yeah.
So it had the same effect because it was like, well, the Canterbury attack, they fucked it up, but they're sort of they've earned everything they've got in this game against the Titans. They talked about our possession and our territory like it was handed to us.
We earned that.
They were trying to make out like we couldn't do anything with the ball. They were trying to build that scenario again because they know our fans would be sitting there going, "Oh, we had 20. It's been 9 minutes and we've had 24 plays in there, 20, and oh my god, we can't score. We're shit." They know which fans are sitting there watching, saying that shit.
Yeah.
But I think that was the fact that he was animated about that. They were worried about it. They're on their fucking heels. Sorry for swearing. On their heels and short to Curran, bang, bang, bang.
They did say one thing though. They did say that Penrith the week before had 64 tackles in the Titans 20 as well. So that's Penrith guys, right? Penrith that were winning 12-0 and lost the game to a field goal to the Titans. And I know they were missing some of their origin plays. That's okay. But they had 64 tackles in there against them. So they did say that during the game. So that just goes to show you, like, for me, I look at that play that we did where we got the six again when Karaz then zigzagged back in near the post. That was zero tackle. We scored off the first play straight to Jethro on the same next play. They were ready. They were like, that's it. We're running that play, which normally you reserve for fourth or fifth tackle or last tackle. Like, they ran it on the first. So that was their intention. That was what they created from having that early kick as well. That's what I was trying to say. That early kick, could have been executed better.
That play to Burton where he got sneed in the head.
Yes.
Like that was a really good play too. That deserved a friggin' try. That was great.
Yes, that was. That didn't get any of the repercussions that it should have. Like I mentioned it the other night.
I mean,
he slid in there with his knees and actually hit him in the head as he was coming over the try line, and it didn't even allow him to come over with the ball. The ball got lost only because he got hit in the head by the knees. I mean, that was, if you watched it on both angles, that's why he got put on report. So had they reviewed that would have been potentially a sin bin and a penalty. You know, it wouldn't have been a penalty try because there was another defender there, but that would have been a 10 minutes in the bin, professional foul, and he's on report. So, you know, and you saw Birdo get up with that smile on his face. Hang on a sec. Even Bailey was remonstrating with the referee about that, saying, "Hang on, that's you should be looking at that." The referee didn't want a bar of it, just walked away. So we could have reviewed that if we wanted to, but it's 10 minutes gone in the game. You don't want to risk something like that. It was a 50-50 call from their eyes. They couldn't see it live that way that we saw it in the replays. But anyway, let's have a look at some of the chats, Mick. So
Thanks,
some
buddy.
of our faithful have got some comments on there. So yes, Timmy, we've got a double header this week as well. Jamie Lim, hey guys, pump for Saturday. Get out there, people. That's right, guys. Doggies 86, get there early for our women's clash at 3:15 p.m. That's right.
Double header.
Predicting a close win. Both sides are fresh off the bye. Yeah, let's hope so, Timmy. Let's hope we get the result as well. I have a secret passage. That's right, to come and see me. That's right, Timmy. Yeah, pro stay off for dinner. Have fun, mate. Enjoy. I'll be sitting in GA near Gate K, but Timmy's got gold membership, but coming with his mum and a friend. That's it. So everyone, bring people along with you, guys. Bring people along with you. And that's what Aaron was talking about, our CEO as well, guys. People that come along to the game, it's all about bringing that one extra person with you. The crowd automatically starts to double. That's why we've had all that record success with our crowds. Doggy got his tickets for Saturday. I'll be there before 3:15 to watch our women's team. Well done. Rhett Langlands, welcome. Didn't receive a YouTube notification. You were going live. I'll blame that on Michael and your notifications, but you should know better, mate. We're always on this time. Come on, buddy.
Sorry, I didn't send it to the bloody cards. I didn't send it to all the messages I normally send. Sorry, guys.
Blame Michael. New South Wales Cup on Sunday. Kate Dykes is back. Tay moved to the wing. That's right. That's at Belmore, guys, Sunday. And that's a free entry, guys. Just turn up there, walk in through the gates. Free entry to watch a game at Belmore, guys. G'day, Badgeroo. Welcome. And Nasta doesn't have an opinion. Gets him paid. There you go. Mr. Incredible. Where do you guys think
mate.
Salmon fits in with Presto and Kiko back? Do you think he goes back to 13? Harry to the bench. Harry's been great at lock. I just spoke about that a few minutes ago in the time that you've messaged that. I personally believe he goes back to lock, and having Harry come in as an impact player as well.
Just like, look, in my opinion, when Satilli comes back in 4 weeks, I'd want to see him be on the right, Preston to be on the left, and
kick out off the bench.
Yeah, and well, I still think Kickout's a while off. Pecs and fitness is going to be big for him. And I think if they just say, oh, yeah, we've got to put him straight back into the team, I think it could be detrimental. Just knowing his history and coming back from injuries, it usually takes him a while to get those runs under his belt and stuff. So, especially an injury like that where you're out for so long, it's hard on a big guy like that. So I think what they will do is put Kickout straight back into left edge. Preston will go back to right. Satilli will go back to the bench. Harry will be back on the bench. Curran will be on the bench, and it'll be one of the other guys. And Kurt Mann will be on the bench, and the young fellas will drop out. That's what will happen. They'll drop down further down the list.
Good options to have, guys. Good options to have all these ones coming back. And everyone who's been stepping up has been performing, and it's making it harder for the guy coming back, which is good to see.
That's exactly what we want. That's exactly what it's all about.
That's it, guys.
Look at Adam Mariota and all these players. Trey Mooney's now at the Knights. They've been behind some pretty good forwards at the Raiders for a long time. Corey Horsburgh was in and out, going to quit. They've got some big boys that have done their apprenticeship over a long time, and they will have their day. They will have their payday. They are good players, but they're loyal to their club. All this talk about Canberra's not an ideal destination and all this sort of stuff. If you hear from the players there, they freaking love it, mate. They love living out of sight, out of mind. That everybody's employed down there. It's a good place to raise your kids. All this sort of stuff. Yet they make out like it's the biggest hamstring for any club to have is for poor Canberra, poor this. No, poor Canberra. we need to get out there and keep these guys in the bin this week.
You think it would be harder for the Warriors and Cowboys to sign people. Right? They're flying a lot more often than the Raiders are. The Raiders are only a
Exactly.
4 bus trip to Sydney.
Exactly. Melbourne Storm, North Queensland,
Yeah.
New Zealand. How hard is it? And like, it's like they live in a great life. Don't get me wrong, but you're 100% right, mate. But they always talk about, oh, poor Canberra, poor Ricky. Could you imagine if Ricky was the Broncos coach? They would have sacked bloody Adam Reynolds by now. Reece Walsh, they all would have been kicked out of the team. If Ricky was the Broncos coach.
They would have put a mop through that place, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Oh my God. Anyway.
Andy is also in Vietnam, as you said, mate. So he said he's got us on his phone as well in B Street. So he must be on the same street, is it? In Hanoi Old Quarter. Come on, New South Wales. Are you guys on the same street or what's going on? Well, how many B Streets are there over there? I don't know.
Go catch up with him, Andy.
Yeah. Timmy loves the show bag. Very cool, Mick. Well done. CJ named in Ron Massey as well. That's right. The Jersey Flag have got the buy this week. That's why.
Yeah, they've had 2 buys 2 weeks in a row. That's weird. I couldn't believe that. But I've got the teams running down the bottom there. So it's got the New South Wales Cup. It's got Ron Massey and also Harvey Norman Women's, who still have yet to have a win this year. The girls in Harvey Norman's, which is in the Harvey Norman Women's.
Timmy's saying Scotty Schultz is on a streak of most games attended this year. When you consider all grades and everything, obviously he hasn't done some of the interstate games, etc., but he does go to every single every day that there's a game of Bulldogs. Scotty will be there, guys. He's fantastic for that. Peter Bulldogs, can't wait for the game. Awesome, mate.
Brian, hey, Pete, there you go, mate.
Harry, back to the bench, 7-13. Thanks for your support, Brian. Broden Con's a good player. Yep.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Bulldogs are the GOAT. Hi.
G'day to you. They are the GOAT.
32 of us watching. Please all smash that like button. That's it, guys. Now there's
Thank you, Brad.
A few different places the chat goes on. So we're getting over 40 and 50 depending on what you're looking at. Last time we beat the Raiders twice in the season was in 2012. There you go, guys. 14 years ago.
Oh, there you go.
The Dogs will take the Faders into deep waters. That's it. After the weekend, that'll be 2026 as well, Timmy. There you go. The next 2 games are crucial. We have a tough run home. Every game is tough, guys. Every week we're going to have to turn up to win those games, guys. Every single week. So, the way that some of these teams the other day were winning and losing, it was actually falling into our favor as well, the way that we wanted them. So, Manly losing and whatever, all these games, they were, it doesn't matter though. There's still all these games to go. If we just keep winning, guys, we take care of our own destiny. With everyone playing each other, it's going to put us in the 8 on its own if we keep winning, guys. So what happens in NAM stays in NAM. That's right, Timmy. Dave is actually Andy, guys. Okay, there you go, guys.
Was you
swap the YouTube account over? It was you all along. That's all right, mate. You say hello to yourself over there, mate. If you walk past a mirror somewhere, mate.
I was like, what was the chances of having 2 bloody
there you go
fans in Vietnam watching us at the same time?
Hoisted by his own spam filter. There you go.
Look, Pro 5Tay is back, so he's back. So let's show this. He came and met me at the Dolphins game.
Yeah,
got a selfie. Made me feel like a celebrity. And what he's done for us is he's got his own little YouTube channel here, which I'm going to promote and play his little video. So it's at Pro 5Tay. Go like and subscribe his videos and watch them. It's got 14 likes on it already. which is awesome. Beautiful, mate. Let's watch it again. There's a little car. Thank you very much, buddy.
Good job, mate. Good job. Thanks for your support.
Wonderful. Let's get our big heads up there. Love that.
Andy thinks he could be the only Doggies fans in Hanoi City. There you go, mate. Hey, lads. Teddy, hope you've been well. Actually, don't mind Salmon at second row and Curran off the bench for impact. If Presto comes back in, Salmon at lock sometimes gets in the way a bit. Depends on how the coach wants him to play. But of late, when he has been there, they have been going a bit more direct to the halves. G'day, SC1KT11B. Welcome. Only thing they did well that last time they played us was their ability to offload. Yes.
Yes.
Whittle Rabsy. Hope Presto does come back. Yes. Welcome back.
Welcome to you.
The Eels have played better this season without Moses. Yeah, you get used to sometimes playing just like the Titans played better without their captain guys. So Tino. So it happens sometimes.
Let's keep it Bulldogs, Timmy. Let's keep it Bulldogs.
That's it.
Sorry. I always give Timmy a hard time.
That's it. We need to put the back three under pressure with our kicking.
That's the shit right there.
I feel Curran will be sorely missed. Who is our replacement that has his defensive workload and skill? Look, he's a unique kind of player because he can cover that whole front, that whole front row. He can play front row like he did last year, play in the back row, play lock. He can cover and play in the centers. He can cover. He's a very dynamic player, guys. He is a unique kind of player. Very underrated. It's not till you see him in positions that he loves, which is in the second row, that you actually can appreciate the kind of player that he is. Because he covers so much everywhere else, you don't appreciate it. And a lot of people unfairly criticize him because he puts in a lot of effort. And he has been playing this year. He played a lot of injured as well when he had the rib injury. So people after last week were having different opinions. Because if you remember about, 10 weeks ago, we had people saying, well, he's signed for the other team. He should be rested. That's it. Play someone else. Blood the other guys from New South Wales Cup, if you remember.
Because there was a photo. Remember the photo at the season launch because he had his head turned. They said, he's checked out.
He's checked out already. That's right.
He doesn't want to play for us anymore. All these things we come up with from, you get someone you take a still frame for anyone anywhere, they look like their whole world's falling apart.
Correct, guys.
But anyway, his hit and stick from the edge last week, made let Bo Fermor and all those and whoever else was running out there. He was up against the big fella, wasn't he? Who they had big wraps on, and then he had a couple of drop balls.
Correct. When
Curran went and smashed him. Yeah, he met him at the advantage line and absolutely smashed him. Like this is the stuff we're talking about. And then people criticize him playing in the middle, starting. I'm like, this guy's not a prop that should be starting. He's done that for the benefit of the team to help the team because we're light on troops that can play any sort of minutes in NRL. Like it's a big gap, big jump, and he broke his body doing it. They've had to freshen him up. He got his ribs absolutely hammered, which made it hard for him. Then he had to play in the centers for that game, and it was, he's checked out. He drops the ball. He's hopeless. He gives away penalty. All the crap about him. I'm like, look, it's all effort-based stuff for Josh, and he's been in our best 5 players during our winning streak. And it just shows you a player like him plays at close to his getting close to his best has a huge impact on our team. Yeah, look,
Well, he
I think,
helped us make the finals.
yeah, I hope Preston goes to the right and they keep Curran on the left. I want to see two big bodies that ask questions with paths that are comfortable with them. But I've just got a feeling he will divert to the way he thinks.
Hopefully he's changing. Let's see. And hopefully he's adapting.
Well, look, I think that the Raiders' edge will be a bit more prepared for Curran than what the Titans were last week as well. Like, I think there's going to be some. Both teams have had this is like a grand final for these sides. Like, this is Canberra's grand final. If they lose, they're gone. If we lose, I think we're like
becoming mathematical.
We need to beat. Yeah, well, we need to beat the next two teams. I'll get on to what Dave said about the last two rounds later, but yeah, I think it's a much bigger game for Canberra than it is for us, but it's still a massive game for us. I think if we win the next two games, we're a big shot of not only making the 8, making a real push for higher than that, and being the side that you said many times that other teams don't want to play.
Yep.
I see that in our boys. I still think we're so far off what a top 4 team needs to be in the way that we execute. But the fact of the matter is we're starting to have more energy, look like we're in a long staying race. We're maintaining our sort of, we're starting to hit our stride at the right time. Whereas maybe in previous years and the way the draw was,
peaked too early.
We were peaking too early and just had too many things go wrong when we needed them to go right. But that could still happen for us this year. We've still got a long run into the end, and this game is just mouth-watering. Raiders, Bulldogs at a core. Cannot wait.
Prostay asking if Critter will play based on Origin and his son about to be born. Well, all depends, for starters, obviously, how he pulls up after Origin. Hopefully, after a good win and no injuries, then he should be okay to play. Generally, he'll want to play if he's able to. It doesn't hurt himself. And obviously, if there's nothing pertinent with the baby, then yeah, he'll come in. And being at Sydney, local, hopefully it should be okay for him as well. G'day, Dog Pen. Yeah, go on.
I think he's been our lucky charm against the Raiders too.
There you go.
Since Crichton, we hadn't beaten him until he came to the club.
Yep. From when he scored that awesome try at Belmore in the corner. Yep.
Yeah.
In Papalihi's 300. That's right.
Ripped out the
in that Belmore game and the game at Canberra. I mean, he was probably our best player in those games, really, wasn't he?
Canberra game has been like done to death, right? Like that one's been like miracle second half, obviously 32-0. But that one that he started against at Belmore in Papalihi's 300, that was massive as well. So to get that try and get the change the momentum, against them. So,
but we looked so dominant in that game and it only won by 4 points.
Correct.
That's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
And he played, as you said, Gibbo. He had a blinder in that game, and he had a blinder in the next one when we come back from 20. And it's going good.
Timmy, I've noticed Bailey is engaging the markers in the last few matches, running a bit more out of dummy half. And that's like Michael said, it comes off the front rowers doing their job, guys. When you've got that forward motion, you've got those guys laying a great foundation. It's amazing what can happen. And a lot of good halves will always tell you this. If you're sitting there listening to these guys, podcasts, wherever, they'll tell you guys, if you're not getting that forward motion, you're not getting those guys getting off the line, getting those meters, it's very hard to play off the back of something that's not going forward. And you see the way that King winds up. He gets himself in a great position and gets the run up. And by the time he gets onto the ball, guys, he's at steam already. You saw it in the second half the other day before we scored one of those tries. Actually, the one that we scored, I think, to Jethro in the corner, the second one, he was steaming through guys and coming off that, and that's the difference that we've got from that. Because not long after that, we made that break. So those are very important to allow the halves to run. And then now Bailey's starting to know that he can play 80 minutes and make 40, 50 tackles. So his running game's going to come off the back of that. He'll pick his moments, start to know, there's players offside. He's won a few 6 agains this year as well, doing that. So he'll get more and more confident doing that. But he had to get the first thing right before he gets the next, because it's only just his first full year as a hooker. So, but yeah, Timmy, he's on the right track. We have quite a few forwards coming off contract, but out of Hughes, Hotboy, Mann, and Todd and May, who do you think will keep? I have a feeling Mann and Hughes might not make the cut.
Well, look, I actually did a
top 30.
A top 30. I probably should get this up on the screen, to be honest. And look, I didn't have Sam Hughes or Kurt Mann in it, but I only had 29 spots picked. Originally, the one I did didn't have Jacob Carraz in it, because I was making a 2028 prediction first, and I went, I'm just going to cop flack for it. And I had him at fullback in 2028, and then did the 2027 and sort of put Connor back there, and then forgot to put Jacob in the team. Isn't it funny? Like, I think there was like 180 people. I ended up deleting the whole thing. But yeah, so many people told me that I'd left Jacob Carraz out of the team. It's like, obviously I did that.
Sorry, he's always injured anyway, mate. It's okay. We'll forgive you. But he still plays injured, and he still plays better than most wingers. So
one of my favorite, well, everyone's, since his first game against the Broncos when he cramped up, he's basically become everyone's favorite.
Big Bopper's asking about Cheeky Kickout being named. Any news? And I think we've got some bloke here named Gibbo answering that one, due back in round 20. But but Michael thinks that might still be a bit premature, so we're not sure about that. Brian agrees that Mann and Hughes might not get the run. Todd will depend on his injuries. I mean, he's been progressing well since he's started to get some game time. See how that goes. Okay, the dog pen. I think that Crichton has taken a bit of responsibility off Galvin, which allows Galvin to play more freely. Yeah, and we've spoken a few times about the fact that Critter, although he's got the 6 on his back, is playing more like a controlling 7, and Galvin's been able to play a little bit more like a running 6. So, and they've been, combining very, very well together. It's sort of a unique dynamic the way they're doing it, but it's working. So.
Let's look at this.
Let's have a look.
Just to answer Maddie's question, let's go through who we actually picked in this. So, people thought it was like the best 17. I just wrote them out 1 to 30, but started with the fullback. Connor Tracy, Carraz, Burton, Crichton, Tuala, Galvin, Woods, and everyone, of course, said, Conti's before Woods, blah, blah, blah. Well, Conti's probably not in the top 30 next year. He's probably on the development list, which means he would be eligible. And if they were confident in him, they could actually start him. And Mitch Woods might be fit and firing and had another preseason and be ready to go next year, and might have earned that by the end of the year. Who's to say he doesn't come in the cup, have 3 or 4 games, and then starts playing at the level that Conti's at now, or better. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. We've got Max King, Bailey Howard, Leo Thompson. I've put Preston and Tupanua. Everyone's like, where's Kikio? I'm like, where is he? Harry, Freddie Lussick. Obviously, people said that Freddie's come to play 9. He'll be our 9. I'm like, well, Freddie's been a backup half, a bench hooker at every club he's been at. He's never been the 9. but he's got 60 games or whatever. I've got Kickout there on the bench with AJ Jones, Finau Latu, Jethro as next man up on the wing, Jamin, Jack, Jesse McLean, Sean O'Sullivan, Logan Spinks, Tay Cochran I've elevated to the 30. Logan Spinks comes into the 30. Sean O'Sullivan's got a manager's option for next year. Jack Todd, I've said they're keeping. Patrick Young. Gordon Chan Kum Tong goes into the top 30 next year as part of his 2-year deal. I was saying that they're elevating Sasaya Latini from from the development list into the top 30 and giving Cade Dykes some sort of extension as well. Now, probably a little bit on reflection on this top 30, I'm probably don't have enough forwards. So, and I've sat there, I've written outside back there as well, just to make myself look even more silly. But I actually think we need another forward. For the development list I have no idea. This is just what I've thrown out there. David Leota, I like the look of him. Made the squad for the under-19s Origin side last year for Queensland. Joey Taupa, I think there has to be a spot for him, hopefully. Jed Reardon's already been signed for development for next year. Alex Conti, I believe, at least the first year of his deal would be a development one, but Gus isn't sort of answering on Twitter anymore, so that would have been something he would have confirmed probably at some point. I think Latrell Fing needs to come into calculations. And I've also thrown in little Raymond Peru. And shout out to Raymond in the Ron Massey game. Unfortunately, he was getting roughed up a bit, and in trying to save a try, got absolutely smashed to smithereens and knocked out. So he won't. Well, obviously, Jersey Flag don't play this week, which is good. Hopefully, he'll be ready to play in the next round, and we'll be okay. But it did look pretty bad. And I'm probably looking at that development list. There's not enough forwards in that as well. So it's look, Tay Cochran may not make top 30. Jack Todd may not be re-signed. Patrick Young may not be re-signed. Sasai may not be elevated to 30, but it could be something where he actually might. You wouldn't know. He might actually have a contract which gives him top 30 next year, but we would know about it.
Nick O'Mealy was a train and trial. What do you think of his chances?
I don't see Nick. I think
you don't think he's done enough yet to get something?
Well, look, we are a little bit light on, and it would be a value. It would be a value add, meaning that I don't think he's showing me his NRL. And he does seem to have a few injuries as well. He's obviously made of the right stuff, and hopefully he proves me wrong. And he's look, he can't. Look, it's just hard with Cup. But look, Bronson Cherry's not going to be there next year, so that opens up another spot.
He had a great game a couple of weeks ago, didn't he? Nick O'Mealy.
Eels? Yeah, he did. Like 4 tries or something.
Against the Eels, yeah.
Was that it? Yeah. And look, he played fullback in the QRL. So Gas actually watched him quite closely on grand final day in the Interstate Challenge Cup.
And he played pretty busted, but he gave it everything.
Yeah, and look, the last couple of games, like he was out on the right edge against Manly, and they didn't even get it. Like I think we scored 8 or 9 tries down the left edge. They didn't really get the ball, and it's not like he had to do too many yardage runs or anything like that. But yeah, look, I really like Patrick Young. I like Jack Todd. I love
a lot of these players. At least putting their name in lights, they've given themselves opportunities when there's a a few new teams starting in the next couple of years. You know, even if they don't end up with the Dogs, they've given themselves opportunities elsewhere. Someone like a Nico Mealy, who may not get an opportunity with the Bulldogs, but may have shown enough to say someone else might say, well, you know what, he's a good backup for us to have in our team, a Bears or whoever it might be. So that's where, you know, some of those things may take place. He might not be the dynamic player. I mean, if you had to choose at the moment between Cade Dykes and Nico Mealy, I'm sure most of you would agree that Cade Dykes has shown a lot more in his time, and now that he's back from injury, I know he's just come back again, but you know, that's probably where they're looking at it from. All these players they have to make a decision on. So, but
and with Cade, Cade's another one which is a week by week proposition, because I don't think he's in huge demand purely because of the risk. So
Yes.
he represents a low value on your cap, I'm sure of it. I don't think it'll be too much. Another one that could progress into train and trial, and there's probably is young Eamon Fitzgibbon as well, who could be in the running for one of those spots as well. So there's a lot of guys there, and there's some other kids coming through that have also already got deals that may include being upgraded to this development list, that are sort of out of sight, out of mind. Braith Sloan has actually made his return. Didn't play any SG ball other than the trial, and has actually been playing Ron Massey now. And he's only very young, and he looked too big and too good for Harold Matts last year. A whole bunch of kids that just want to have a crack. It's so hard to pick these things, but a lot of people are talking about, you know, Jesse McLean straight into our best side. Like, well, he's going to have to win a lot of hearts and minds within the club through pre-season and all that sort of stuff before he starts getting rid of Anari Tuala and Matt Burton and these sort of players. But yeah, look, many people are probably thinking Jacob Carraz to the centre, to fullback, and then spots open up from there. But I think Connor Tracy has shown in the last few weeks that when he's fit and running, he is another one that we can put a lot of expectation on, because without Connor Tracy coming to our club either, he's been another piece of that puzzle, which is why we've started to make just his consistency and stuff like that. You know, he doesn't make the breaks like a Luke Patton made, and Luke was probably a bit more was better under the high ball. Let's be honest. That was his biggest asset. You know, Luke Patton drops even one more ball every 2 games. That they lose a lot more games than they win. It's such an important position. But yeah, so much to look forward to. I'm getting off track. But yeah,
I'll go through a few more chats, mate. We're a little bit behind on those, mate.
All right.
Brian, Galvin Preston Tuala combo gave us a great combo against the Panthers. That's right, Brian. It's always good having those guys out there. Titans have been resilient this year. Defensive and attack stats have been better than last year. We were patient and measured in our attack. Yeah, but we also got a bit careless and reckless a few times as well. So that's the balance we need to find. G'day, Darren. Bulldogs and Raiders, regardless of form on both sides, always deliver a match that decided in the dying seconds. Yeah,
very
mate.
true.
Well, we saw Connor Tracy save the game the other day in the last tackle. Gibbo, that was a try saver on the death there. That Tracy
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
on Sanders. Yep. So that was huge. Lucky it was Sanders, not Strange. So anyway, Dev will be there at the game in his company's corporate box. There you go. Now, speaking of corporate boxes, I hear something special's going on. Gibbo, you want to tell us what you've got on, mate?
Let's go.
Yeah, so as you guys know, I've only started vlogging last year, so I'm still pretty new to all this content creation. I've been doing a couple of giveaways. I've done a normal jersey. I've done a signed jersey giveaway. I gave away our tickets actually once for the ultimate seats. So there's been a few giveaways, but I have my biggest ever giveaway coming up later this year. As you guys know, it's going to be 6 double passes to the round 27 game, Bulldogs and Broncos at Accor Stadium on September 3. Last game of the regular season, hopefully right before a finals run for the Dogs. And it's very easy if you want to get entered into that comp. To win one of those 6 double passes, all you have to do, as Gash dropped a little clue earlier, buy some merchandise from my Etsy shop. That Bulldogs Fan on Etsy, I have a bunch of merchandise on there. And as I said before, if you don't see a player that you want to see, let me know. I'm happy to add players and add other stuff if you guys want to see some things there. So I think I've got just under 100 products so far. So lots of variety there. And the more stuff you get, the higher your chances are of getting into that comp. So that competition started on my birthday last week, 2nd of July. It runs for 7 weeks, so it ends on August 20th. And on then Friday, August 21st, I'll be doing the draw live on YouTube. It'll be a completely generated draw, so there'll be no bias. It'll be completely fair. And as I said before, if you'd like to get that, it's a private suite for the round 27 clash, September 3. You'll have a private balcony, the best seats in the house. There's only going to be 16 people maximum in the suite, so it's not a big suite, and it's going to be a lot of fun. 4-hour drinks and food package, and I'm also trying to line up a box visit from either a current injured Bulldog player or a past Bulldog legend to come past the box and say hello to us on the day. So if you're interested, jump onto Etsy, search up That Bulldogs Fan, have a look at all the merchandise there. My ultimate goal is to try and pay for some of the box with my merchandise. I'm not getting any discounts on the box. It's not being given to me at all. I'm paying for it myself. Each fortnight, I'm chipping in $1,000. So still paying that box off right now and hoping this merchandise can help with that as well. So if you want to jump onto Etsy, have a look. It'll really help out paying for that box. And hopefully it gives a bunch of fans, including myself, the chance to experience what we otherwise couldn't normally afford, private suite for the last game of the year. Should be a cracker game. The Broncos, as you know, boys, with that 110 we couldn't beat last year. We lost to them twice in the season, also in the preseason, as you said before, Gas up at Redcliffe. So hopefully we can get a good win that day. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be filming the vlog as well. So if all goes well, I'm hoping to make this a yearly thing as well. So this is the first one. Really putting it out there, hoping it all works out, and just need some support from the Doggies fans. Hopefully I can give out a bunch of passes and make it a great day for some Doggies fans. So if you want to enter into that draw will be happening on the 21st of August on my YouTube channel, That Bulldogs Fan. And as you can see up on the screen now, there's a bunch of merchandise there, so feel free to jump on after this and have a look.
And guys, everything that you purchase actually has a ticket value to it. So Michael's got a little chart there. So whatever you purchase has a ticket value, like number. So then you know if you've bought, for example, that T-shirt, you get 10 tickets, and that's 10 entries into the draw. So depending on what you purchase, that determines how many ticket entries you get into the draw. So obviously, the more you spend, the more options you buy. And there's some really good, look at those pink ones there, and some really good options that really spice things up for the opposite sex and whoever, or if you fancy that yourself, that's fine. But yeah, so that's how the ticket systems work and your entries. So the more you put in, the more you get out, guys. So that's what we've got. That's how he's doing it. So it's really good, guys.
Yeah, I've actually got a chart here. Sorry if this is backwards. I was just trying to reverse my camera, but I will be getting this image up on the website as well soon. Basically, to give you a rough guide on how many entries you get, it's roughly one entry per $4 or $5 spent. So you can get anywhere from one entry on an item up to 40 entries. So I think this might be backwards right now, but I'll get that image up on each product as well. And it's also on my socials if you're interested about how many entries you get per item. That'll be up soon as well. So I'll also send you a message after you purchase, letting you know how many entries you've got for that draw.
Beautiful. And is there any question there asking if you have any Dirty Harry Hayes, mate, on there?
Harry Hayes.
If you haven't got Harry, he'll get one organised, mate. Tell him what you want on there. He'll organise that for you, mate.
Absolutely. I'll get straight onto it. Good old Harry Hayes.
There you go, guys. So someone's asking about that. And Brian's pretty good. If he asks about it, he'll more than likely get it for you as well.
The heart of Harry.
That's it.
The heart of Harry Hayes. So
Well,
there you go.
Harry.
It's a beautiful.
Good stuff, Gibbo. Well done, mate.
I appreciate that, boys. Thanks.
So when's the last game that you missed? When's the last game? When did your run start, mate? How long? When did it just?
So to give you a quick backstory on it, back in 2020, just by chance, I went to every game except two that year. I missed two games. One was at Suncorp against the Broncos, and the last one was at Sunshine Coast Stadium against Storm. That game was on the 8th of August 2020, and that was the last NRL Bulldogs game I've missed. I've went to every single game since. So basically, at the end of that year, I realized that I almost went to every game on accident. So I thought I'd add it to my bucket list, going to every game in a single season. So I thought I'd start ticking that off. And the year I decided to do it, COVID, mate, great year to choose. So I only got about half that season done. Then they closed out the crowds. If you guys remember, there was no crowds at all in the stadiums for 2 weeks. And then they moved the rest of the comp up to Queensland to keep that going. At one stage, the NRL was the only sporting comp going in the whole world. So they've done a really good job there. But I missed out on a few games there because of COVID. So come the next year, 2022, I started again and haven't missed one since. So it's been a while now. I started documenting on Instagram back in 2021 and just started doing some more stuff, vlogs and stuff last year. So I've got the other socials to try and draw the traffic to my YouTube. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So it's going to be good to look back on these vlogs in years to come as well.
There you go, guys.
Alrighty.
Definition of a supporter, guys, that makes it work with his work and his finances and his partners on board, and off they go, guys. Wherever we go, we always see them wandering around together, guys. It's the dynamic duo always there together. So
absolutely. I went to every game in a wooden spoon season, mate. Wouldn't change it. You got to be there through the highs and the lows. That's what a true supporter is.
That's it. And you got to stay to the end, guys. I've still got photos of the 66-0 loss that we had to the Knights, of those people leaving early and those who stayed, guys. I've still got photos. I'm not going to share it, but I know who you are. But you got to stay to the end, guys. Those days make these days more enjoyable when you're doing the good stuff, guys. So
I've always said that you never leave before the final siren. Forget trying to beat the traffic. The key is here, right? You just hang out till the end, and then you cruise back to your car. Don't rush back to your car. Don't try and beat the traffic. Let most of the traffic leave first and just cruise out, you know? That's the way to do it. Get a photo with the boys after the game. You know, make some sort of memories you can look back on later on, and then just cruise out of the car park later on. You got to support the boys right through to the end. And to be honest, there's been a couple of games I've seen that are sure losses heading right up to the end of the game. You see fans walk out, and then we have a miracle win. It does happen. It's happened multiple times, and they're the best games to be at. So you don't want to miss those ones.
Yeah, those people hear the chanting of the winning song, guys, from when the car park. That's the best part. So when they've missed out, love it. All right.
Let's get through some of these chats, mate.
Let's go.
Where are we up to?
Felix, do you reckon Preston will be starting, and who would he swap with? We've spoken about that a few times. If he does start, we're hoping he comes in to the right side for Salmon, and Salmon goes back to lock and Harry on the bench. Thought on Carraz, if he's fit to play with the rib. All depends on how he's recovered. If it's just a rib cartilage, then hopefully just an injection before the game and then during the game should be okay. The leg injuries are negligible. They should be still okay. He's been strapping those up anyway. Noah Martin.
I'm gonna run through some of these, buddy, because I've been looking ahead a few, mate.
Go for it.
And I just want to hear my own voice, as you know. I get sad when I don't hear my own voice. If it's all gas, I just Noah Martin versus Josh Curran. Thank you. Noah Martin versus Josh Curran. That'll be nice, Timmy. If everyone comes back, I'd say Harry on the bench, as it's time for Man to make way for Underhill, AJ, etc. Maybe, Brian. Look, I think Man will still have a lot to play for us, and I know we didn't straighten up as much when he came on, and but sometimes him shifting the point of the attack really does open up opportunities for us. But it was a game where we were going straight and then stopped going straight, and it sort of let them back in. Bulldogs Mike, g'day, brother. Mitch Wood's named in Cup as starting halfback. Conning moved to the 6 jumper. Well, that should tell people a little bit. I think Mitch may probably do less running, potentially. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, and how fit he is, and what they plan to do in regards to who does the most and who directs what. But those two kids will be fine. He's back, and we played the great little short that he did for us. Thank you so much, Pro 5Tay, and he cannot wait for Saturday. G'day to you, Lockie, as well. It's actually Imogen. Welcome to you. Can someone please squash these rumors about Birdo leaving so I can sleep again? Look, we've talked about it numerous times. The rumors that have come up recently that they've talked about again were all based on what I believe to be a conflict of interest with Braithen Astor, and that is essentially he won't say a bad thing about Parramatta until next year when his player leaves. He has basically said that Parramatta should go and buy Burton, which is essentially, to me, I think he just should stay out of this completely, considering he's got a half at the Bulldogs, has just signed a 3-year deal, which he also mentioned that Andrew Johns basically has said that another Bulldogs player that he can't talk about hasn't played, which he meant Mitch Woods, and that that Alex Conti is ready for NRL right now, and according to Johnsy is better, which I thought was a little bit wrong. I think he should just stay out of the discussion as much as possible. Yeah, talk his player up a little bit, but not sort of construct things. So they sat there on NRL 360 and they had all the headlines ready to go, right? So they had basically suggesting that Birdo was going to be chased by Parramatta, and they had it all planned. It was all pre-workshop before the show started. It's entertainment, and about 50 headlines after that. The fact of the matter is Birdo's not off contract, and Birdo has been linked to every club. Now, Gus came out and gave Birdo a pretty big message, and that was, and this was before the Storm game. So we go back to that game where Birdo dominated it against the Storm. And what did he say, Gus? He said, well, Matt Burton will decide whether we offer him $1 million or offer him centre money. He will decide that based on how he plays. He's a Bulldog. He loves the Bulldogs. We're good friends. We're good mates. He wants to stay a Bulldog. We want to keep him. It's a good place to start. How much we offer Matt Burton will determine on how Matt Burton plays rugby league for this team and this club. But one thing they're sure of is that he would prefer to stay. And that's always a good point. It's like Cameron Munster stayed at the Storm. He could have got $1.2 million to go to the Dolphins and probably would have went all right there. He could have got paid a heap of money to go to another club. But I think he stayed at the Storm for about 900 or something. So you could probably pay Matt Burton $850, $900 to stay at the Bulldogs, I reckon. That's my opinion. The money that he gets will be determined by how he plays and how the club goes and how all these other players play during the year. So I'm not going to squash the rumours, but the rumours that were created were just headlines made by Braithen Astor and NRL 360. There was nothing there.
Yeah, the Bears were fined only a couple of weeks ago, right, over the anti-tampering rules that the NRL brought in. So I think
100%.
after that, $20,000 to the club, $20,000 to Melbourne Inc., I don't think any clubs are entering into any formal discussions, So I think it's just making a bit of journalist stir up.
That's it. And that pays for the game, and that's always a disclaimer. They're paying money into this record deal of $5 billion for the NRL coming up. part of that deal is that they make up crap and talk about it for hours. And then podcasts like us have to sort of deal with everyone who want to hear some truth. Well, you come here and we'll tell you the fucking truth. Yeah, you do need my autograph, Timmy. I'll sign one of those show bags for you, mate. You think Critter will back up? I think he will, but we won't know. It just depends how things go. Thanks, Timmy. I hope your doggy supporters like the short that he did. Do you think Tuala is better than Cherry? Look, I think Tuala has played at a really good level, and I just think that Cherry hasn't played at his optimum level. I think potentially Cherry's better than Tuala, but Tuala was also an Australian schoolboy, which people forget as well. And he's one of those players that's at Newcastle looked like a steady player, come to the Bulldogs and look like the player that we signed, that we've obviously wanted to sign. He's exceeded expectations. You guys' thoughts on Tuala versus Cherry? What do you think? Good question.
I think Tuala's is one of the most informed players in the Bulldogs team, and he's playing to his potential. You know, he's defensively he's been extremely strong, and attacking wise he's always beating that first man, and he's great on his feet. He's got great balance, and he knows when to pass, when not to pass, etc. So as a player that's playing to his potential, I think he's at the peak of his game at the moment, and he's only getting better each game. The more confidence he gets. Cherry, I've spoken about a lot for a long time since the off season. I think defensively he's done the right thing in majority of the games. That's where his strength was the last sort of 2 years. But attacking wise, I feel like he still hasn't taken his game to the levels where he used to be before his suspension. I feel like for all the sprint training and all the work that he's done with Roger Fabry and everything that they've spoken about, he's not exploiting his strengths with his raw speed, trying to attack that way. He's very sort of stop-start with his run. He's got that big left foot step that he cuts back in all the time, very one-dimensional. You can sort of defend against that. And I find that his passing game has struggled with that as well, because he's got that run first mentality. And then it's usually a pass only when there's a tip on, but not when he's sort of trying to create and set up a play. And that's a confidence thing, but he's got a big ceiling as well. So he's got a lot of improvement. Now, that may happen at the Storm, hopefully for him. And he'll become the player that we expect him to become. But unfortunately, it hasn't been at the Bulldogs, and Serraldo has seen that and acknowledged that, and that's why he's been sort of pushed aside for Tuala. But when you do watch the two players play on par, you can comfortably say that it's been justified in the decision they've made. Any
final thoughts on that, Gibbo?
Yeah, anyone who doesn't think Tuala's a good player has to watch him play, because I've watched him a lot, and he's a very solid player. He's very reliable. He doesn't make many mistakes. He's got a good read of the footy, and I like Sherry as well, solid player as well. But I think maybe he hasn't probably lived up to his potential fully. We all saw those training videos of him. I was very keen to have him, and I'm a fan of Bronson. It's nothing bad on Bronson, but I think Tuala's a very, very solid player, and I've no complaints at all about having him there long term.
Beautiful. And I think it's a good problem to have at the moment, to have Bronson there as a backup. And look, it went wrong for him against the Titans, but I don't think that means he's checked out or anything like that. These guys all want to win a comp, and he loves his mates and they love him. Lachlan Gass is the best at playing the triangle. He certainly is, Lockie. Teddy was actually a bit disappointed with Cherry efforts when he came on for Carraz Titans game. The edge cohesion broke down a bit when he kept flying in. Well, he flew in, got exploited. Then he held back, retreated to try and not fly in, and got exploited. And that's typical. That's like you watch two boxers fight. It's about, someone overcommits. Next minute they're chasing their tail. And that's what happened. Go the dogs. G'day, Simon. G'day, Imran. Up the doggies. All right. Hey, Gibbo, how was the Mount Ruapihu climb, bro? Hopefully the New Zealand weather here wasn't too cold, brother. Weather's been shittier.
Ruapihu was good. Very cold though. Very windy as well. I was actually I hired a camper van for that trip. It was actually quite cheap to be honest. I think it was 250 New Zealand dollars. I think it worked to be out just under $210 Australian for 3 days. That's your travel and accommodation. Not too bad, but yeah, I was all sort of settled in just north of Hamilton. All set up in the tent, stuff ready to go to bed, and I was thinking about going down to the snow in the morning before the girls' game in the afternoon. But I knew if I woke up at 5 a.m. on a cold morning in New Zealand, I wasn't getting up. I didn't have to, so I decided to pack up the tent at 11 p.m. Drive 3.5 hours south, as you know, Gas. I was chatting to you for some of that drive, and yeah, ended up getting there about 2 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning. I was planning on setting up the tent again, sleeping in the tent on the roof, but the wind was throwing the van
Too
around.
windy.
I wasn't too keen to set up someone else's property and get it broken, but no, it was a lot of fun. It was good. If you haven't been before, I recommend it, especially at a good time in winter. Good tourist attraction. A lot of ski spots around there as well. So yeah, definitely worth a visit if you're in New Zealand.
Beautiful, mate. Beautiful. Profile Tay says, hey, Gibbo, your shirt was my old profile picture. So there you go. Presto.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. He's showing that that desire and aggression that we love to see in Bulldogs players ever since day one. Do you think we will win against the Raiders? I think we will win. Gotta love, but yeah, I think it's going to be a typical Bulldogs Raiders game, which will make us feel sore in the guts watching it. Gotta love Presto and Curran.
I hope it's not though. I hope it's a flogging.
Yeah, so do I. I want to see.
Good.
We've hit
Ricky.
30. We've hit 33 times this year. We haven't hit 40 yet. So
We need to hit 40.
yeah.
Been a while, hasn't it?
Andy Sage, to the All Things Bulldogs team, you guys make my day. You make our day too, brother. Great to see you. Simon Halibi, what about Kickout? I'm nervous about next week against the Tiger. Let's hope he does not get injured again. Yeah, well, we'll see if he's back. I'm not sure if he will be back or not, but they're saying he might be. He's scheduled back next week. And being a senior player, he just comes straight back in once he's ready to go. But I think it is. Look, I'd just love to see him come off the bench and play in the middle. But again, how does Kickout go with his tackling style and how many minutes could he play there and would he impede other players? Like it's a different thing the way they play on the edge and play on the middle. So different. I was in that corner of Belmore when he scored the try. Oh, that was Critter. That's what he's talking about. If Rabbits and Cowboys lose the next two games, we win both, we will be in the top 8. Yeah, well, that's a good point Dave made today. When I was chatting to him, Joe, he said, well, if those two teams keep winning, someone's got to come out of the 8 for us to go in it. Rabbits probably have one less win than the Cowboys, and Rabbits may be a little bit more vulnerable with the way with just injuries and stuff that they've suffered at the moment.
I wouldn't be worried about those two teams though at the moment, because if you look at the draw, you don't look at where they are in the ladder. I know they're above us, but the Cowboys have actually had 9 wins to our 7, and the Rabbitohs have had 8 wins. So you don't worry about the points, guys. Look at the wins. That's what you focus on.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. Yeah.
And there's other teams that are in there like that have got 9 as well. So then the Sharks and Eagles have also got 9, the same as the Cowboys. So there's a lot of teams that are still only 1 or 2 wins above us. They're going to be playing each other moving through the season as well. So that's going to take care of itself if we keep taking care of our business as well.
We just got to take care of our business.
That's right.
What it's about there, Gas. Do you guys know how Peru is progressing? Well, g'day, Tommy the man. I saw he's played fullback and Ron Mazzi. Yeah, look, he's progressing well. He's been going from wing to fullback. They've got the kid going. They obviously Flegg not playing. Give him a run at fullback in Massey, and you'd be right. Bigger bodies, some tough nuts in there, and he unfortunately did get injured when the winger or centre decided he was going to score in the corner. He saw Peru coming and he dropped that shoulder in, as you can do when you've got the ball. Brian says any half needs a good foundation. Look at our game against Panthers, arguably the best half clearly ever clearly took advantage as soon as when our forwards
Arguably the best
back.
half ever. Clearly looked average
As
when our forwards pushed theirs back.
average as
As
hell.
F. Yeah. I won't say the F, but you know what? It's a word you love to say, mate. It's all right.
Guys, trust me, Ricky's going to use every dirty trick in the book to try and beat us. No retreat, no surrender, boys. Let's smash the green machine. Love it there. Shiraz will never be forgotten. G'day, James. Good to see you, mate. The new Hasm without the kicking. There he is. That's That's Karaz. And James I sent him I dropped him off a canvas of it's called the Jacobs. It's got Jacob Karaz and Jacob Preston on it.
Awesome.
Looks brilliant. Andy says, do you think Preston too early to play after a broken arm? Oh, look, they put the
depends on the type of break
it
as well. You know, if it's just a clean break, sometimes they're a lot easier to come back from than the fractures, etc. So he's done his time. If he's ready, he's almost ready. Last game, I'm surprised they just didn't put him in the team this week, but they just want to make the opposition guess for the last hour and a half team selection. But you'll know more the 24-hour team if he stays in there. Then more than likely he's going to play. So.
Henny Benny, Gas Dog Father, what's good, boys? G'day, Henny. Welcome to you, brother. Sorry, we got them up on the screen. Oh, you're responding on the chat there. That's good. Profile tape.
One of our comments there, yeah.
Yep.
Right. I'll show the comments on the stage so people can all see them as well. The fact we lost Fletcher Baker, we need to bring through another forward. Probably that's right, Timmy. Abiz, hey boys, I'm new to the channel. Just subscribe. Welcome to you, my friend.
Abiz.
G'day, Pete.
G'day,
Pete runs All Things Bulldogs. He said, g'day, lads. Just joined in. Enjoyed your New Zealand videos. Gibbo, Michael. Thanks for sharing on All Things Bulldogs as well as your promotions, all for a good cause. There you go.
Well
Matty Warren, we all love Karaz. I just don't think he's durable enough to play fullback. Yeah, well, I think that's always the issue with these guys at fullback is
bigger bodies.
They struggle, the bigger bodies. They do. They really do. Brian, Tracy and Karaz are great together. Two guys in your team that you can give you 250 plus meters is a win-win. And look, Jacob's got the ability to sort of do what he does anyway, and that's come in, take runs, offload.
Yep.
What we did like though is he actually showed some good little passes and stuff when he went back there. So
yeah, he did.
Brian, I'll check out your store. Do you have a Harry Hayes? Oh, you already asked that one. James is going to have a look at your store as well, Gibbo. Good on you, Gibbo. Love your passion and commitment. From Timmy. Anyone nation supporting mutants on here? Grow up. No. Well, I'm not. But anyway, I can't afford anything right now, but would love a cap, Gibbo. Maybe a Jacob Karaz shirt. There you go, Timmy.
No freebies, Timmy.
No freebies for Timmy. But Timmy's good. He'll get something eventually. He'll
been chatting a bit. Yeah, I could even buy my own merch, but it's, all the merch money right now is going towards the box. I'm not putting anything in my pocket, so.
Well, that's what you got to do to build your numbers up.
You got to establish yourselves, guys. That's it.
It's all about building a Bulldogs community like you boys are doing, you know. The more guys we get, the more fans we get chatting, the better, the bigger and stronger we get as a fan base. So already one of the biggest, and we will be the biggest soon. It's good to see it's crawling up, increasing year on year.
Sorry about that, mate. Yep. Yeah, we want to drown out the neckheads. That's what we want to do. Who are out there just for every week. Have you noticed that though, Gibbo? Like every week, it's a team list Tuesday, And all these podcasters say they bleed blue and white, but all they do is go, I'm outraged at the team every Tuesday.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
you can
Every
never
Tuesday.
please everyone. You know, you're never going to please everyone. And
No.
at the end of the day, the coach has got to make the call. He's got to live and die by the calls he makes. So, for better or worse, he's going to make those calls. He's not making the calls to get to get himself sacked. So,
Exactly.
we don't see, a lot that happens behind doors. All of the efforts, you've got to just trust in the system. And yeah, I think Ciro's doing a good job. So, yeah, I reckon we'll be all right.
He's
Ciro's the
doing
man, guys.
wonderfully. He's the
Ciro's the
man.
man.
And as I say, I don't care who coaches. I don't care who wears the one jumper or who wears whatever. It doesn't bother me. So sometimes I worry because I know other fans will put shit on the club or whatever if it happens. But whoever gets picked to do the job, they've got my full trust and support. That's it. That's how it is. That's all we can control. All we can do is just cheer louder and support harder. That's all we can do.
So Brian makes a good point here, which I wanted to allude to earlier as well. So Conti's been signed for a 3-year deal, guys. So Braith wouldn't have allowed that to happen, knowing that you've got all these other players ahead. So for me, the player that's in the best position because of this now is not Conti, it's Mitch Woods. He's the most dangerous one for us because if we don't get it right with him potentially, he's the one that's now likely to potentially be looking elsewhere or whatever it might be if he wants to get his opportunity. Because Conti's already signed his 3 deal. He's already shown his hand. He's there for 3 years. So Woods is the one now that we have to worry about. So that's why he's rushed straight back into 7. Give him his opportunity. Let him see what he can do. All the talk, all the faith, everything that we've done with him in the offseason and what we've seen the last few years, he has to start to show that now because he's the most vulnerable one for us at the moment in that position. So it is a danger for him at the moment. So Woods needs to stay on the field, show his potential, get back into the groove because Conti's there. He's got 3 years, but like Brian said, he's not really NRL material right now. If he's there for 3 years on that contract, he's already signed. But Woods can now dictate what he does by what he does for the rest of this year and then moving into next year as well, as Michael said, what he does in the off season, etc.
That's it. Look, I don't think Woods is vulnerable. I don't know if I agree with that, but I would
not
suggest,
vulnerable, but he just needs
the club's in no hurry
now to dictate his future. That's what I'm saying. So,
I'm just playing on words, but I think I think the club shows they put the 7 back on Mitch's back because Mitch is in the top 30.
Yes,
Conti's not.
That's right.
And Woods will decide what happens now, but there's no pressure on these kids there's obviously always the pressure to perform and to get consistent and to get familiar with their processes and to get better and better and better and to get stronger and more resilient and to learn every single day while they're out there. But there's also that they know, Gus knows these kids need time. But what it shows is Braith knows. That's what I mean. He sits there and he's talking about, he's ready to play now, Alex. But he knows that Gus doesn't play it that way. That this halves academy is about getting these young kids with the right skills so that they can, influence the scoreboard for the team that they play for. That's essentially their role. That's where they want to progress to. So they get into an NRL position where they make their team's scoreboard tick over. They make their tackles. They're the link to applying all the pressure on the opposition. It's the most important position in the game. It's the hardest position to play. It's even harder now because they don't get to sit behind the ruck and just cover defend anymore. They have to sit there. Galvin's making 25 tackles a fucking game as a 7. Yet Sam Walker in Origins only expected to make 15. Just something for Laurie to focus on Wednesday tomorrow night. Hudson Young come out and said that Sam's been hiding out on the wing. I'm like, oh, okay. Really? Braith, you truly thought Conti was ready for it. So that's what you said. No way he would let him sign a 3-year deal with Gavin Burton and Woods. And that's nothing in Conti. It's all criticism of Braith. That's it. And that's the hardest thing I find too when I did my articles and stuff is I don't really want to put Conti in the headlines. But we saw it in the trial match, Braith from the very start of the year. Galvin. Woods. Well, Conti was the one who was playing in that trial. Didn't mention his name, but then when they did well running against the Cowboys on the way back, praised and glazed the hell out of him. It's been very well contrived how they've promoted young Alex, but I will say he does look the goods to me. After all that, I think it's a really good position. This is what Braith needs to talk about, is that the Bulldogs club have a halves academy that he wants to have his players be in. And part of his issues is that, remember, he knew that Bailey Hayward was going to come in for Sexton and Sexton was going to be dropped. Why did he know that? He was trying to get Lachlan Ilias to the Bulldogs twice. So always remember that, guys. Always remember that. He knows the Bulldogs have a good system there, and all this bullshit that they talk about is just noise. At the end of the day, to sell advertising to promote the game, to get the money for the game. So don't let it dictate to you about all this other stuff. And Andrew Johns and all that will tell you they don't even watch all the games either. Like Sean Johnson, when he come on, Braith tried to say something about Galvin and Burton aren't doing well. And Sean Johnson said, well, no wonder their forwards are getting absolutely smashed. He goes, I wouldn't want to play for the Bulldogs right now behind that forward pack, the way they performed in that first half. He goes, if they're forward, and what do we see too a bunch of weeks later? Our forwards are starting to get a roll on. Our Stephen Crichton looks like an elite 7.
And he's got all the time in the world out there.
And he's got all the time in the world. Well, he has time anyway, and he is a special player.
Why are you not putting credit the 7 jersey and Galvin in the 6? Because I think it seems to be a common chat amongst fans. You look at their playing styles, and Critter's a natural leader. He's our captain for a reason. He's a good mouthpiece, and to have him in the middle is definitely an asset for our team. And then you got Galvin, who, in my opinion, is a 5'8", great for eyes up footy. Not so much a game manager. So what do you boys think? And the reason is they haven't put Galvin in the 6 and Critter in the 7?
I think it'd just be too much.
I think it's gone too far for that right now. I think it's a matter of their whole progression of what they wanted was eventually for Woods to come in. That was what the whole thing was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So now that they've got this far, anything they do with that number change at the moment is just going to be a whole bunch of "I told you so" and this whole narrative, and then another focus on Galvin because anything he does wrong now is he's got the 6 on his back and he's still not delivering or whatever it might be. I think it's a case of now just deflate it, kill it, play the way that we want you to play. So they're playing as a 6 and a 7, Galvin 6, Critter 7, but just leave the numbers that way and just keep playing, guys. That's it. I reckon
we joked about it.
It's gone too far. That's it. Let's just move on until we settle down and we do it in the off season. Woods comes back, whatever. Then we'll go down that road. But for now, like they said, they were always saying Birdo's our best 6, Galvin's our best 7. They don't want to sit there and swap that around now. Because at the moment, Critter was still a test case. It's still an experiment, really, for them. First week, it was sort of stop-start. Second week, it looked a lot better against, admittedly, Titans' weaker opposition. Each week is going to test itself out, but Critter should get stronger. Each week he does it and move forward with that and get more confidence, but the team will gel around him. But for me, I'm happy for them to leave it at 6 and 7 that way instead of swapping it around because it's been done to death by the media, so just leave it. Let them keep stewing on it. That's it.
I also think the fact that he's the captain as well, he just gets the ultimate say. That there's been this left first right, go left first right sort of thing, and that's always an issue in any rugby league team that I've heard and talked about, played, going left first, going right, what the hooker does. comes into play as well. And I think you would probably suggest, okay, it's Galvin's team, but is it his team? There's so many things he's learning, and he's still like, I don't know if you've ever talked to him, Gibbo. When you hear the kid talk, he's just a kid.
Yeah.
He sounds like a kid. He acts like a kid.
Mm.
As far as what a 6 and a 7 is, doesn't worry me. Like Daly Cherry Evans and Kieran Foran were 6, 7. Yeah. But Foran wore the 6, but he was the 7 in that relationship all the time. Like he took it to the line. He copped all the massive, hits to the back when he engaged the defense. And he ran the ball like that fiercely. Galvin, they've just said the last few weeks, you just run, mate. But this is a kid that's leading set restarts in the competition. Now Ethan Sanders, who's a 7, doesn't have as many line break assists as Galvin. He's played more games than Galvin.
Galvin's stats speak for themselves, don't they? If you, he gets a lot of criticism, but as you know, when the media's latch on one person or one team, it's ruthless, So I remember last year when they done the jersey release for the Laundry retro jersey, I remember Salmon talking and saying that he never really understood the beat up on the Bulldogs from the media until he joined the Bulldogs, and then he truly saw it himself that it was a completely different perception from when he was at the Panthers, So the media are always gonna bash on. They're gonna put the stories out that sell, and the stories that sell get the biggest reaction. And the biggest reactions come from the most passionate fans. So dogs are always going to be up there in the media, but you don't have to worry about all the outside noise. And I don't think the team are worried about that either.
Well, that's it. Well, I just think that if we speak about mental health and stuff, and this is why Serrato came out, he sort of tried to take the heat off the players and put it on him. But we talk about mental health all the time. We've all experienced it. Every person here, I'm sure, right now, the three of us have all had our moments in our lives for whatever reasons. And I just think there has to be, and Braithen Astor is a massive, he does so much good work in that space as well. So I just think there's a real lack of accountability with these guys with what they do. I know Lachlan's been looked after very well to ignore all that noise. And look, Lachlan Galvin, his whole life's rugby league. Like his dad and that, his family, they just talk rugby league nonstop. Like they've been so invested in his career as well. Like every family is. And I think, we just have to be careful. We've got players in our club, young players that are very talented, that are doing their best, and as us as a fan base, I just think on these platforms like that we've got a responsibility to be good to these guys and these kids, even if they don't play well. And I just think that that's why we'll always counter it and invest time into, as you saw, there's comments that come here directly from these from the headlines that are created. So we talk to those headlines a fair bit and make sure people get another view on it. And not just the same thing. Brian says, I think Galvin's 2 years away from owning what is a top 8 and will be a top 4 side. He's 20 in one of the biggest clubs in the comp. Give him time. Some most fans don't give. Yeah, 100%, Brian. Always on that.
I think
Where are we up to?
Forget that he's like we keep saying he's so young. Like these guys were in school a couple of years ago, they're not just characters on TV playing football. These guys have lives, they have families. And I'll tell you, I know that a lot of these players have families and friends in all these groups on Facebook. So all these comments bashing these people, and you think that players don't see it or hear about it. They definitely do. There's a lot of family friends. You got to remember, all these family and friends are Bulldogs fans as well. They have family playing. They have friends playing for the team. So they're the biggest fans of all, and they're in all these groups, and they're seeing all these comments as well. So you gotta understand, like it is a professional sport, and you're always going to be in the spotlight. But you got to remember, also people, it's any little mistakes they make at work, like we do every day, is always, got 1,000 eyes on them watching. So I think it's important to remember that they're not just players, and they're also guys outside footy. They have lives, they have family, and they are affected by all this negativity. We want to really lift the boys up. We're Doggies fans. We don't like seeing them lose. You certainly see the disappointment on faces. I mean, I know. For example, just with the girls the other week, the girls couldn't get a win over in New Zealand, and Monica Courtney, for example, I've never seen her look even okay after a loss. She looks disappointed every time she loses a game, and the players put their lives into this, especially when it's their career. So we've got to remember that they're not just characters on the TV. There's guys who actually have proper lives, and we've got to support them as well. Like it's a high pressure environment. The media is going to bash them, so we need to back them as supporters and show them that we're behind them.
Well said, brother.
We're very fortunate as well here, Gibbo, that we've got a few players, fringe players, etc. Their sisters, parents come on here as well, mothers, and basically talk to us and comment and message us, because they understand that we're giving that support to them as well when things aren't going well. And we've had examples where last year there was a lot of negativity, obviously, around what the Bulldogs did with Marnie. And, there was a lot of people sharing things that were happening from his family and brother, etc., of the negativity and the stuff that was going on. So it does play a big part. There are a lot of external factors, and it does always get back to them, whichever way you want to see it.
And they do, and sometimes family costs a lot. Like Cade Marnie, which he's the brother of Reed. Reed's they're a passionate family, and they stand up for each other, and they felt they were like that Reed wasn't going to be a part of the Bulldogs in not this year but next year. The Dogs wanted to keep him for this year, so they were like, let him leave now because the Cowboys want him, but they were passionate and sticking up for their son and for their brother. Sorry, but he was sitting there on socials putting shit on Bailey Hayward non-stop since the Broncos game when Reed got hooked and Bailey came on. That's what I mean. This is what I mean. There's so much so much family and friend attachment to these players. 100% what you said. They are humans. They have to put up with this crap. A lot of them aren't allowed to say what they want to say either. Like I get both sides. I've had parents who have just had their kids not have their promises kept to their kids at our club, but that's the business. They go to another club, and I like, yeah, well, they've now taken a spot at another club where some other kid was made a promise and has now not got their dream or promise kept.
What's
your kid's taking their spot.
Should be.
It's a business.
Yep.
And that's why we just try and be respectful here as much as we can.
Go on there, guys, as well. That Pack Mentality podcast did an interview with Montoya as well, guys. It was very, very good interview that Montoya did with them. Go on there and listen to that as well, guys. Obviously, the Pack Mentality, they talk about mental health a lot and stuff. I mean, it was very confronting. If you watch the second one that Aaron Warburton did when there was a discussion about what happened at Bondi, he actually broke down into tears, guys, if you see it. Our CEO broke down into tears and couldn't continue for a few minutes. But that's the raw emotion that you get, guys, when people are talking about things that they care about that are close to them. And if you listen to Montoya as well, he talks about how he's completely away from all of these socials and things like that. And he'll tell the story about how he got into the podcast with his wife as well. So there's a lot of good stories to hear, guys, but some players have to deal with it in different ways. But there's always that talk. I spoke to Adam O'Brien, a couple of months ago, guys, and he was as shocked as anyone that he's getting this much sort of publicity as an assistant coach.
I'm the assistant. Leave me alone.
As an assistant coach, and he left a full-time coach to have less scrutiny and work in what he's done very well before with the Storm and the Roosters, and then he's copying all these barrage of things, which he said we were both saying
club.
what's going on? Like, I was telling him, mate, just ignore it. Like, just don't worry about it. Like, it was, it's obviously not fair. It's unfounded. So don't worry about it. He's not the decision maker on our attack. That's just the label, guys. Seraldo's got the final call on what happens. So
Look,
it's not.
Bulldogs fans will blame the fella running the fucking water if they can for
He's a lovely
losing
guy.
a game.
Don't touch him, mate. He's a lovely old guy, mate. Come on, leave him alone, please.
If it's not the ref, if it's not the ref, and you were speaking about Montoya, like he's copped it for years, and I was so glad when he come back last year and the way he played last year for us.
Yeah.
And a lot of that injured as well. But let's keep going. Do you think Tuala's better? We already did that one.
It's a similar question, mate. So he was answering it as well. Brian was saying he thinks Tuala Cherry's better, but Tuala has played better than Cherry.
Yep, good answer. I was mostly critical of Tuala when he signed him based on his Knights form, but damn, he proved me wrong. The way he turns players inside out and the edge is solid. Made me eat my words. Good job, Teddy. Do you know if Jesse McLean can play fullback? I think he's been brought as a depth of centre wing. I think Jesse McLean is has the skill and the footwork as a rugby league player. Like he was expected to be, he's as good as his brother potentially, and they could play anywhere. I think they were sort of in the same mold as Critter, the way they looked at these two boys, and were sort of progressed on under similar sort of expectations. So he could be anything, but let's just see how it all works out. Timmy says Tuala's been reliable. Matty Warren, don't forget to press the like while you're here. It costs nothing. That's right. Like this
Absolutely.
podcast. And get on to That Bulldogs Fan and become a subscriber there. You want to see him get to 1,000 by the end of the season.
Another giveaway 1,000.
James says he loves the Jacobs. It's hanging on the wall. He sent me some photos. I'll have to show that. So James has already got the pack and we'll get it out to everyone. Bro did his arm after Presto has returned already. Okay. Sorry, I'm like, g'day, Michael. Watch it back later. Score prediction. G'day, Bulldogs 46. No, I can't do it. Bulldogs 28. Canberra 4. Ooh. That's not going to happen.
Let's do a score prediction. It's not what I'm doing with vlogs. Let's do a score prediction and a try scorer for this week's game. Dogs and Raiders. What do you reckon?
Let's do it.
I reckon Dogs are going to get a win, obviously. I reckon it's going to be a tough game, though. It's going to be a tough game for both sides. It always is. I reckon Dogs are going to win, though. It might be a high-scoring game. Let's go 28-24, Dogs' way. And who should we do for a try scorer this week? I'm going to back Jack Underhill. Let's do it.
Jack Underhill to score.
Absolutely. What do you boys reckon this week?
I reckon 28-4. I'm going to do it. They're going to come out Dogs of War. And we're going to score points on both edges.
I don't like doing it. What do you reckon?
I reckon anytime try scorer.
Just enjoy the game.
Jacob Kiraz.
Oh, Kiraz. He'll be fired up as well. Yeah, Doggy's spent his whole life.
What did you do to Pete, mate? You got to him 30 minutes late. Sorry, Pete.
Oh.
Timmy loves the All Things Positive Bulldogs podcast, family vibes. That's it.
That Bulldogs fan on Etsy. So go to Etsy.
ETSY. Search on Etsy that Bulldogs fan.
I was disappointed at all the negative talk around Galvo getting called into train with the Origin team. A lot of it was from our fans. What the fuck is wrong with? Well, the problem is they just don't get it. That's what I mean. No one cared that Savala was there. Hugo, who's played half the amount of games Galvin has. Hugo's an all right player. Like they're just going in to help run scrimmages against oppose sessions. That's all they're there for.
That's it.
The shadow, and it can only be good for him to get exposure around
Exactly.
the top players. You've always got a small chance of a risk of injury, but the payoff, what's on the other side with the exposure he'll get at such a young age, it's going to do him wonders in the future. It's definitely going to work to his benefit. So I don't think it's negative at all. I think it's good signs.
And he's got his captain there for support, mate. Don't worry.
That's it. It's poor seeing people post that Gavin shouldn't have been selected. Yep. Thank you, Timmy. Anthony Mikhailov. Hey, you guys are the greatest
G'day,
positive
Anthony.
warriors for this great Bulldogs club. Good to see you. Keep it up and let's try and drown out those other negative podcasts that really upset us true fans. Thank you, champion. Can't wait for Saturday. Definitely Anthony, best potty on the interweb. Thank you, Maddie. And thank you for your contribution. So we've got $30 so far. Means towards the money for the month. And this is what we can win, guys. But people will come in hard and fast, especially getting closer to the draw, as they always do. I personally don't think they put Critter in 7 because of pride more than anything else, to be honest, because it'll be said, see, we said Galvin isn't a 7, which is, yeah, that's what Gaz said as well. How do you think when Presto comes in, Hayes will go back to the bench, Salmon at lock and Curran on the left edge, or does a Salmon drop out and Hayes remains at lock? I don't know what they'll do. I have no idea what they will do. I think there's plenty of options on the table, but that's all of those things are possible.
Injury dependence. Yep.
My thing is he'll go to what he normally does. Presto is in. It's Prestomania time. I should have probably played the Prestomania song.
Let's wait till he till he plays, mate.
Is Gas sick and mix at 7? 6-7, brother. That's it. I don't mind Gavin, but he takes a lot of crap from critics, but he takes it and shows them that he can
I got
play.
my son here doing that too, mate, next to me. So yeah.
I don't know. It's so stupid that it become funny to me. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't really understand it, but it makes me laugh. But
I think Gavin is great now. I don't know what fans are watching. Thank you, Paulie. It is worth biting the bullet and resting Critter this week, so he's fresh for the run home. Could be, but I don't think that'll be in the plans. If he's right to go, he'll want to play.
That's right.
Gavin's been outstanding. He's been rewarded with the Origin camp. Guys, Cons was playing 9 last year with Gordon at Manly and also played 6 times he can play anywhere. Yeah, he's played, and he's playing well at prop. But it just shows you, like Manly, what they had Wakeham, they had Gordon, and they had Cons having to play different areas. You know, their depth is very deliberate in certain areas to help their side. They always have, it seems, no depth in their juniors, but seem to always do well in the NRL. Reed Marnie's brother used to be very active against Dogs fans towards the end of his tenure on the socials. Very salty individual, blaming Gus and Sarah for Reed, leaving colourful character. Yes. Yes, he was. And it's funny because I had to educate him on what was actually happening. I think Reed said, I don't know, they don't want me. Shout out to Elaine Udo. I hope she's well. Shout out to you, Elaine. I think Elaine was on watching via the Instagram today. Who's come in with the love? Thank you, champion. Yep, you're paying us for being late, mate. We're going to get your merch pack out to you too, brother, as well. Thank you. That's champion Mike, who, when we win the grand final, will be one of the people there, I'm sure. Maddie says, much love to Tani, Elaine, and AJ's old man. You're part of the Bulldogs family now.
That's it.
Yeah, well, AJ's old man, he came on and threw and thanked us for supporting AJ, and we've done a bit of focus on him. And yeah, I reached out. Haven't heard much from Tani recently. They did have some things going on they had to sort out though, but it's been good to see Tane play really well since coming back from injury. So let's keep going.
On your TC.
Got some questions asked, guys, and you can put it in the comments on the run home. We've got to probably hurry it up, so I've got to ask Gibbo some stuff. But at the end of the day, if you're a kid playing footy, if you're good enough, you'll demand selection. If not, then it is what it is. Joey, welcome to Joey, he's got his Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs supporters group, but he's now got his page up and firing with the same name. So make sure you follow the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs page. Follow the Dogfather page as well. I want to see if
And that Bulldogs fan on YouTube.
And that Bulldogs fan as well. Gibbo on Instagram. Serraldo got criticised for Critter and Birdo changing positions. Not many expected how well Critter would go acting as a 7 with a 6 on his back. This helped put Critter back in form for New South Wales. A good decision. That's right. That's what I mean. There's a lot of things where we go, what the fuck? What? And then what happens? I keep saying it here. We keep saying it. Over time, there's always a reason and a good one for what he's doing.
A method to the madness, guys.
A method to the madness. Twil's playing out of his skin. Gas has gotten good at reading my incoherent dribble. Thank you, Brian. I'm sorry. I couldn't even. I don't understand my own dribble at the moment.
Got your back, Brian. No worries, brother.
The Rangers always worry me because they are well below their best, and sides often play their best against us, like the Tigers complete at 90 when they beat us. Yeah, look, they're going to bring it, but I think we can ride the storm out and smash them late. 28-12 for Brian. Bulldogs 42, Raiders 12. Jacob Carraz anytime's try scorer. Timmy said what I wanted to say. Well done. Burton's going to get a double on the left edge. And Mike, hey guys, sorry I'm late. I'll watch back later. Let's smash these Raiders. Let's go. Problem with Dogs fans, a lot of them don't really understand the game and are just going for us because they are from the area or they're a bit and they are tribal. Look, Gibbo said it. We are one of the biggest clubs, so that's probably generalised. A lot of
rugby league's a tribal sport. That's why we attach the area to their team. And I was very disappointed when Dolphins dropped Redcliffe, to be honest, because you don't support a team for a specific reason and maybe you're going to a game because your mate's a fan. You generally default to your area. So I think it's just a tribal sport. It makes it a bit better, fires us up. So, I don't think it's a bad thing.
It's because they wanted Moreton Bay. Like, the fact is, Redcliffe's the oldest.
That's right.
Is as old as the Roosters and that. Like, it's one of the oldest clubs. And when people say they got no juniors, they do have juniors. This club funded its own entry into the NRL.
Yeah.
It had its own money. Like, they stopped the Titans from being the Gold Coast Dolphins when they relaunched their brand and come back in after dropping out for a few. They were the Gold Coast Dolphins. No, you're not taking our name. Why? We've got money that says you won't. Anyway, good point there. Very good point. But they've got pathways all the way up to Bundy and all that as well. So they want that whole Moreton area to be theirs. I think they should have called themselves the Moreton Bay Dolphins, to be honest. Or Redcliffe Peninsula, whatever. Yeah. Or just Redcliffe. Because I've never liked Redcliffe. I actually have a dislike for them in the comp going back here for years. I've never liked Redcliffe. We have a huge amount of fans. I think we could win a grand final and some fans would still whinge about our team selection. We have a huge amount of fans. We do. And we're a national brand and there's people all over the world who go for our Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs.
Yep.
Raiders are on life support and are desperate for a win, but I think we blow them out in the last 15 minutes, 30-8. Well done, Michael. And
yeah, you missed one too. He said 98% of them are champions, but 2% are Muppets. That's still thousands, unfortunately.
And then you got the kennel.net, and I'm just talking about the online forum. Absolutely disgraceful place to go.
Ay.
Dogs 13 plus. Gavin to split Sanders inside for a try, followed by Critter turning Tomoko inside out to score as well. Special mention to Payne Huss for his huge raps on Gavin in the New South Wales camp. Thank you, Teddy. The game's gone back to last year's type of play, less 6 agains. It's become more of a grind, which suits us. But look, the balls are still quicker. So I think there's a little bit of players doing the right thing as well. But yeah, it definitely helps. And it helps when Leo Thompson's playing the ball at 2.7 seconds per hit up and he's doing 20 of them. That's going to help your hooker, I can tell you that much. Matty, Gibbo has been decent off the bench. Might be a chance to start next week. Well done, Gibbo.
Got to watch out when I don't pull a hemi.
I mean, if we look at the stats, I'm pretty sure the Bulldogs have had better stats than Raiders, such as in wins, runs, and everything else. We certainly do, Pro. James, Bulldogs 19, Raiders 18.
We've already had one of those, mate. Sorry, that was 19. That was 1990. What was it? The year that we lost in the grand final to them.
James has got a Redcliffe jersey.
94. That was 94 semi-final. We prelim. We won 1918 to get into the grand final. Then we got done by Paul Osborne.
Actually, I wouldn't rule out a 1 point win, to be honest. I wouldn't rule out a 1 point win. Could come down to golden point in this game.
Yeah, it could. It could. All right, well, Gibbo, let's get into this. We haven't got too much longer to go, but I'm going to ask you some questions now, mate. What is the best grand final win you've seen from the Bulldogs?
So I was born in '93, so for me, it's got to be the 04 one. 2004. That's when I was still young growing up. That's when I was playing footy. I was playing footy in the late 90s and early 2000s. So I played for a junior club called the Ingleburn Bulldogs, which is why I just navigated for the Bulldogs when it came to the NRL as well. And I reckon, the best grand final for me. I know we had a lot of great times in the 80s and stuff, but it was a little bit before my time. So for me, I've got to say the best win will be the 2004 one.
And guys, feel free to put you in what you
put
think
your own comments, guys.
Your own comment on was the best, or definitely do that. And can you also tell us, Mike, give me up to 5 of the best wins you've seen by Bulldogs that were not grand final victories?
I actually did make a little bit of a list before.
Oh, beautiful.
And number 5 is actually a loss, believe it or not, and I'll tell you why in a second. But it was the Bulldogs and Warriors. This was back in, when was this one? A couple of years ago, 2022, I believe this was. It was the the second game back in New Zealand after COVID for the Warriors.
2023.
It was 23, was it?
Yep, I remember the game big time.
They absolutely hammered us 42 points to 18, but I got that on my top 5 because to see the passionate fans over in New Zealand after being starved of footy for so long, to be honest, it gave me goosebumps even though we're on losing teams that day. So that's in the top 5.
That was in 2022, I think. Sorry, I got that wrong.
I think that first one was against the Storm or Tigers, and then we were the second one back. So that atmosphere was unreal. Number 4, I'll go the win over Storm down in Melbourne back in 23. We won 26 points to 12. I was there for that one. I think it was round 2. Round 2. And it's always good to get a win over Storm in Melbourne. Doesn't come too often.
Serrato's first win as coach in the NRL with the Bulldogs.
Oh, was it?
2. Yeah. So, and we beat the Storm away, and Jacob Preston scores a try with that early in that match as well,
and that number 5 match you mentioned was round 22, 2022.
August the 12th, yeah. As soon as he said the score, I knew it wasn't because it was 2 weeks after that Storm game where we played the Warriors and lost, I think, 16-12, and I was very impressed with our performance that day. But anyway.
Number 3, bit of a more recent game, was that comeback win over the Raiders down in Canberra. Speaking of, good time to put that into list as we come up to another Dogs and Raiders game. We won 32 points to 20. If you remember, the halftime score was 20-0 in favour of the Raiders. And I remember at halftime copping the bird from one of the Raiders fans, and I thought, yeah, no dramas at all. And boy, was that a good win after that. We come back. They didn't put any points in the second half. We absolutely hammered them. And geez, the makeshift kennel we had down there was going absolutely off. A lot of disappointment from the Raiders fans, but that was a bloody good win from the Dogs, and led by Critter. I reckon he stood up for us in that game, and I reckon he was one of the big reasons we got the win that day.
100%.
All right, number two, even more recent again, Bulldogs and Dragons, round one this year. Probably a bit of a cliche answer, to be honest, but
Vegas,
I've
baby.
to go over to America, go over to Vegas. I spent a week over there for that. Had the camera in my head the whole time, so got a lot of footage over there. And to top that trip off with a win like that, I actually went over with a travel group that was from down towards Wollongong, so they were all Dragons fans, and they were disappointed that I was jumping around, going crazy, because that was one hell of a win and a great way to start the season. And number one, also a pretty recent game last year, Allianz Stadium, Bulldogs to Seagulls. It was the Bulldogs' 1,000th win since their inception back in 1935. It was a great game to get the 1,000th win, as well as the old boys. So we had the old boys there that day. I don't know how, still to this day, how it happened. I bought tickets for that game. Thought I'd try and get some close tickets to the front, so when I'm recording for the vlog, I'd get good footage. And somehow I ended up in the Bulldogs, and I was in front of actually the Bulldogs, the reserve players that were sitting in the crowd. I was actually a row in front of them. It was only me and Taylor, so I don't know how I bought those tickets, but I had great seats for it. It was a bloody good win. It was the first time in a long time that we clocked up 40 points, which was to see, and it was also a 36-point win. So a 38-point win. 38-point win over the Seagulls. 1,000th win. Old Boys Day. Allianz Stadium's a beautiful stadium. If you haven't been, that was one hell of a game, and one I'm always going to remember. It was a great one. Remember the stadium?
25,801 in attendance, and refereed by Ashley Klein that game. So, and that game we got our asses kicked in the start of the game by their forwards, but we just kept resilient, and then we just came over the top. My favourite try there was Cherry's try, where he dragged a couple over the line, including Tommy. That was pretty cool. So, a lot of good stuff out of that game.
The passing,
we stood there with the banner up like that the whole game, basically.
The passing of the Bulldogs in that game was elite as well. Every try we scored was a really good try. And the thing is, Manly put in a huge effort in that game and lost it by 38 points. They played hard, they hit hard. It was a tough match. And after that game, we struggled after that game. Connor Tracy had a bad injury. He got held up, got his abdominal area, and it all went downhill after that. But funnily enough,
Sam Hughes with a double, and Critter 7 from 7.
That's it.
Yeah, everything. Outstanding game.
Outstanding. Yep. Great selection, mate. Great selection. I'd like to hear about everyone else's, and what I might start doing is getting people to go on to the YouTube later on. We'll start something where if you go out and do a comment, the best comment that I like will I might give a free entry into the draw or something like that. So watching a game. Why you fucking hit me?
I just off camera to just stand there all night, and a couple of times
because he said the best comment that I like, and that's it. He didn't care about anyone else. That's it. Bong.
As I said, Gas. As I said,
that's all right. That's all right. Now let me bring the triangle out, mate.
Mate, you can keep your triangle, and you can have your recorder back as well. And I'll get you. Might even get you a fucking flute as well.
For you boys, who's your favourite player in the current squad now?
Who's my favourite player in the current squad? Oh, it's hard. It changes every week.
Probably Caress for me, mate.
Hello?
It's all hard.
I love Caress.
Caress
I love
and
Max.
Presto for me. Caress and Presto.
I love Max King.
Good
I love
picks up.
Presto.
Carraz and Preston are always two names that are popping up. Max King as well. We've got a lot of good guys in our squad, a lot of good role models as well, you know, a lot of guys that keep their noses clean, you know, like, which is good to see, good role models for the younger guys coming up. But for me, it's got to be Preston, you know, like I said, we have a good, like Max King, Jacob Kiraz, you know, we've got so many good guys in our squad, but just something about Preston, it seems like he could have been a Bulldog 20 years ago, you know what I mean? He's just got that something about him. I never want to lose him. I said when we signed him, even after a couple of games, I just thought for some reason he was going to be our future captain. So I hope he's with us for a long time. Hope he's a one club player.
Well, many people agree with
Josh
that.
Carr didn't keep his nose clean and lost his job for it. So anyway,
Oh shit!
something else got in his nose. Brian says he's closer to
And
Penrith. There you go.
That's for Brian. Brian, I'm going to give that to
There you
Brian.
go, Brian. He
as
said
part of
he's
his
closer
pack
to
as well.
Penrith, but he saw the Bulldogs logo at around the age of 6 and followed them ever since.
That's it.
He's got a friend that goes for the Dolphins, and he went to his place right when Cobbo scored the winner. 5 tons of sugar.
He freaked out.
Yeah. 28-16 to the Dogs. Yep. I went for the Raiders in the 90s. Didn't start going for the Dogs till I was about 13. That's all right. We won't hold that against you. South Sydney for life. Good for you, mate.
Put your photo up with no teeth, brother.
Played for a team called the West End Bulldogs here in Ipswich. 88, favourite grand final. Might watch it now. Folksy feeding Benny a few uppercuts was awesome. Although there was a more important uppercut that came from Terry Lamb on Ellery Hanley that they don't replay on the replays, guys. There you go, Folksy.
Stevie folks.
Greatest club legend.
Club first legends. There's an idea.
Love
for
the
a shirt
04
for you,
grand
mate.
final. Dad always rewatched it, and that was all I ever watched when I was younger. Yeah, I still remember putting Hazem on my shoulder after that grand final. That's because my junior club had the same colours as the Dogs, and Fred took us to Belmore and gave me Ricky Stewart's old dirty boots and Sticky signed them. So yeah, that usually holds a bit of sway when you do that. 95 and 04. I love the 2014 run to the grand final. That was pretty special, mate, especially the start there against Melbourne.
Sorry, Mike.
Best grand final witness was, Mike Cool. Here we go. 1938, our first premiership, 20,287 spectators. Mate, you've used that line before, Mike. Come on, get something better, buddy. Come on, mate.
New.
I don't forget, buddy. That's my problem, my memory, mate. You did that when I was doing my countdowns. I was at the 94 Raiders versus Dogs prelim final when we won 19-18 extra time. Yes, one of the greatest games I've ever seen live. The 95 grand final was the greatest win. Manly were never in it. No, for all that dominance.
The unwinnable premiership, the game that the Dogs had no chance of winning. No chance at all. We were walking into a losing game, and look what happened. We got it.
The seven tackle try as well. We'll take it.
I don't talk about that. I'll never mention that. You'll say it again. I won't remember it. But what I will say is probably my biggest disappointment was the 98 grand final, and then the 94 grand final after winning that prelim and really thinking we were going to be able to beat Canberra in that grand final and Paul Osborne.
I'll just say about 95. Anybody who rewatches that game, please tell me how Terry Lamb is not the Clive Churchill. Rewatch it, and he's the most influential player. Even when he was unfairly binned for that tackle on Cliffy Lyons, he was the most influential player on the field. He should have been the Clive, not Jimmy Dimmick. Sorry,
Yeah, I meant
guys.
to Jimmy Dimmick. Yeah,
No,
look,
doesn't.
Jimmy
No,
had
it
some
wasn't.
good moments. He played
No,
well
but it
in that
wasn't.
whole series.
You watch the game and then you'll see it. You'll watch it again and you'll see it. You'll see it. What I'm talking about, guys.
Oh, look, I can probably recount the game from start to finish right now. Like Terry Lamb played like he was a front rower in that game too. The amount of big hits he put on, the amount of times the line speed he played with that game defensively. He was just in absolutely everything.
On
The
one
year
leg.
before,
On one leg.
Well, he didn't used to train. His knees were that fucked at the time. But the year before, he was knocked out, which is sort of people were saying that was like karma for what happened with Ellery Hanley in 1988. But yeah, so many great memories. What's your biggest disappointment, Gibbo? I want to hear his biggest disappointment live at a game. What's the worst you've felt after a game?
I reckon I know that one.
What do you reckon?
I reckon it's Manly, mate, in the semi-final 2024.
Oh yeah, geez,
I reckon that would be hard to top. Seriously,
that was a tough one.
Yeah,
I still watch the game thinking we're going to win it.
Yeah. Sorry to bring it up, mate, but I just wanted to help you there, mate. Sorry.
I remember as well, over in New Zealand a couple of years ago, there was a game we were playing. I think we hadn't won there for 9 years or something, like 8 or 9 years, and then we should have won that game. There was something with Reed Marnie and Adam Fanua Blake where there was a bad call against Reed, and we ended up losing that game. Where I reckon we should have won that game as well, but. It's always the games you expect to get hammered, and those are the ones you win. Like they're the best ones to go to. So for anyone who thinks I'm not going to go to this game because we're going to get like smashed, that's the games you got to go to because you'll lose a lot of them, but the time you win, you'll always remember those games.
But that's what I mean. That like we sat here before the Manly game saying we talk about how we're going to win this game. Before the Penrith game, we talked about how we're going to beat Penrith.
That's right.
And after winning 2 in a row, okay, well, this is how we beat the Titans. They got on paper. Well, I was sitting there saying, well, on paper, they've probably half their team. Some of these other podcasts would prefer half of their team in our team.
That's right.
But they've done nothing. They beat Penrith. I know. Well done. We've held 64 tackles in their own zone.
But minus the origin plays. Yeah.
Yeah, they did really well. But yeah, there's no way they should have started favourites. But we had other people saying all they could say in reference to that to when the Titans were mentioned was we're going to get smashed by the Titans. They're going to smash us because we only just beat Manly, who were running third. We only won because Fogarty missed the goals.
Yeah, he had a terrible kicking game that day, didn't he?
Hey,
that's what we do, mate. We frustrate them, mate. Look at all the goal kickers. Even the last game, they missed all 3. That's what we're special at, mate. We're good at like that. We can defend the goal kicks as well.
He was ready to put his jersey on by the end of that game.
There you go. See, we kicked all our goals. They missed all theirs.
All his missed kicks.
Oh, favorite game last year, round 11 versus the Roosters. Yep, that was a good one. Birdo winning that one. I love the 3 consecutive 1-point wins from Trent Hodgkinson. Yes, that was awesome, mate.
It was hard.
Yep. Mortimer's cover defense in 1980 was sensational. One of the best cover defenders you'll ever see, guys. He was zippy, man. He was fast. One of my favorite games, pre-season game, 2004 or 3, SBW played for the first time. Yep.
His first game against Para was one of my
first game,
favorites.
Yeah. Him and Anasta, yeah, they cut him open. On the Gold Coast, okay. The first game back at Belmore against the Storm was special.
Yeah, that's definitely one of them, Timmy.
SBW playing
20-0, wasn't it? Wasn't it 20-0 at halftime, and that's what it ended up being at the end or something?
2012 was a cracking season. All that Benny Barber games, guys. Some of those tries were just unbelievable. That was just special. Apart from the GF, okay. Kiraz, Burton, Critter, popular favourites. the vocal talents of Mick. Don't encourage him, Timmy.
Oh my Lord!
My dad said Presto look like a Manly player. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's all right. Presto, yeah.
Well, he's a
You were
Manly
surprised how many
junior.
players were on the gear. Yeah, there you go, mate. Gibbo, get a folks t-shirt and I'll buy it. There you go, mate. There's a challenge for you, mate.
Gotcha, mate. I'll have it up.
There's a challenge for you, mate. Let him know, mate.
Well,
He'll get his player number sorted, mate.
I actually
Gas
spoke to
too
the
young
club.
to have
I
seen
want the
any
club.
premiership win. So 38 was the first one that came to my mind. All good, mate. All good, buddy. No worries, mate. That's why we're going to change that for you soon, mate. So all of you younger generation, including this young bloke sitting beside me, can finally see a grand final win like we've shared.
That's it.
I love the 98 prelim against the Eels. That was an amazing game, guys. But I don't think anyone loved Paul Carriage. Nah, that was staged. He staged it. Biggest disappointment. And last year against the Storm. And imagine if Critter didn't get injured. Yeah, look, even with him getting injured, we still should have won that game. That was there for the taking.
Toby put it out on the full.
2006 against the Broncos. Oh, that game was won. 22-8 at halftime, I think it was. It was won. Oh my God, we were there. Don't remind me. I was there for that one. I was crying. That was SFS. SFS.
Willie thought we've won. He was talking about what are we going to do in the grand final at halftime?
Jeez. That 94 grand final was devastating. Cried. Parramatta. Yeah, absolutely. That was tough. Martin Bella. Yeah, I know, guys. The old physiotherapist.
Oh, Marty. He drops the ball.
That's it. Remember Robbo headbutting Royce and in the scrum in the 80 GF. Yep. But who'll forget the Greg Brentle try, guys? That was special as well.
Gearing.
The game against the Chooks in 2013 SBW with the Roosters 38-0. Yeah, we don't talk about that, Timmy. We don't talk about Fight Club, Timmy.
Newcastle.
Round 20, 2002 was El Magic. Yes, that was a special one. I still remember Andrew Johns looking at the kick over his head. Yep. 04, that wasn't that long ago. When you're as old as me, at least we weren't Para supporters. Yeah, that's a long time, guys. Long time back to 86. Dane Carlo scoring that try. I don't know what you're talking about, Timmy. 2006 makes me sick. Yeah,
it does.
And how did we lose in 86? It sucks being the last team Para beat in a grand final. I know we should have had our 3 in a row, guys. They got theirs in 81, 82, 83. We should have got our 3 in a row as well.
That game was like watching a UFC match where they literally spend the whole, UFC fights where they spend the whole time grappling on the ground, where someone who's got a really good fight game, but he's stuck on the ground, he can't get up, and you're trying to watch him get up the whole time. And I don't know, that's just my analysis. It makes me feel uneasy. Watching that 86 grand final drove me absolutely fucking bonkers. I
remember Brett Kenny flying.
I refuse to watch it anymore.
Yeah, you're flying over the top of trying to score a try, and they called it back.
That was actually a fair try.
I know.
We were lucky with that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I was like, no, they don't. But still, but for me in that game, the biggest moment for me in that game was Andrew Farrar kicking out on the full. Not finding touch from a penalty, guys. That's my biggest pet hate. You get a penalty, you don't find touch. Oh. Sorry, guys.
Well, you would have found touch, Gas.
I thank my dad every day for living in Canterbury when he was a kid. Imagine being a Para supporter. Yeah, mate. We're very, very fortunate. The final against the Warriors in 03 when Francis Melly scored 5 tries. No, I don't remember, mate.
Disappointing.
I know this is random, but do you think the Broncos deserved the win against the Raiders last year? I don't agree. I think the Raiders won that game. They should have won that game. The Raiders should have finished it off, but that game should have been called off 3 times before it was called off. It was crazy.
The right decision. Look, they were correct decisions technically, but
I know.
In my opinion, if they just said nah, the ref just said nah, somehow
Yeah.
it's done.
Yeah.
I don't think too much happens. But what happened was there was another three episodes of
Of
that
the same
crap.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the current charge down thing, and all this sort of shit. Like, it's just that's not
The
the
grand
game.
final loss against Souths hurt. I still hate Reynolds to this day. And what about if Burgess had the head injury at the moment, he wouldn't have been playing that game. With the current rules, he wouldn't have been playing. I told him that myself when I played.
They'll never lose in that game. They'll never lose in that game, the Rabbits.
Kindly, because he built the shit out of me.
We had to defend for the first, 20 minutes?
Sam, take the flag out, Burgess. The Raiders won it 3 times. I don't care what anyone says. There you go. Yeah,
That's
and
it.
look, they were never going to win another game that year after that. That was they're playing, and they go, how are we not getting the week off? How are we not getting the week off? That was just crazy. You can only celebrate so many times and get deflated. I don't know why, but whenever we get a penalty, I get very nervous because I'm scared the ball didn't find touch. Yeah, it's a tough one. But in those days, it was. I know it was in the first half, but that's just momentum killers, guys. Francis Millie, so is Italy. Classic Billy Birmingham. Yeah. The 12th man. Yeah, some classic stuff. Gets the ball out to the substitute Smith. I hope I pronounced that name correctly.
Ray Warren.
I'll tell you what. I tried to put it on for the young bloke the other day. Didn't get too far. I was like, man, listen to this guy, 12th man. This is good stuff. These 15-year-olds are like, what's this, Dad? What are you doing to it? What exactly?
Oh, I love it.
I know. Come on, man. The 12th man. I was like, something as we're driving, mate. You know, listen to this, man. It's funny.
G'day, Wendy Jr.
Yeah.
Oh, little Bill.
Little Bill.
Oh, maybe he's going for a smoke. Ken hasn't even smoked.
When they got to regain, that was against the Storm. What you're talking about? And they said you got to regain with 2 hands.
20-14 loss, scores under the posts. What do you mean 20 all?
What do you mean? Was he a crim?
I keep my teeth in a jar beside the bed. Jar Vegemite for me and Dad.
I love the Lachlan Lewis field goal win against the Warriors. Yeah.
Oh, Lockie. And old Gibbo finally got Lockie's signature a couple of weeks ago to complete.
Yeah. Who's missing now, mate? You got Dean Pay. Anybody know how to get a hold of Dean Pay these days, guys?
Dean Pay and Fala Kikimanu played. Fala Kikimanu played 2 games for the Dogs. I've had contact with him. He's up in central Queensland, so it's about a 20-hour drive from here. Even from Brisbane, it's about a 12 or 15-hour drive. Dean Pay up my way. He's not.
Send it to Michael. He'll get it for you. Michael, you're close to central Queensland, aren't you?
No.
Well, what a shame.
I'm about the same distance to Sydney.
There you go. Sorry, mate. We tried, mate. We tried.
But fella Kiko Manu, I think he went to the Dragons, didn't he, after the Dogs there?
He went to the Dragons, and then I think after that he wasn't re-signed. I didn't hear much about him after that. And then he's working in the mines now, and he's playing local footy and stuff. So
he had a bit of talent, actually. He went all right in a couple of games for us.
Yeah, Dean Pay as well. Still trying to chase up. I think he's actually pretty local to me as well, but I've got to try and chase him up soon. But yeah, I sort of wasn't very happy with the way he left the Dogs. He had all these promises. You know, he's going to get a clean slate with the full salary cap, and then he never really got that chance before they sacked him. So would have been interesting done with a full strength squad.
I like Dean Pay.
Yeah,
tough nut. Yeah,
especially in the 95.
Brian saying that Gibbo is probably looking at us. What are you guys on about? We're talking about the 12th man. Was it that guy? Nick, wasn't it? Was it the guy that crushed? Remember that guy that ran to do the pole, the jump in the gymnastics and smashed into the vault? And he was interviewing. So yeah, it broke my spleen, it cracked my thing. And he goes, so tell me, so did you just stuff up? He goes, nah, Daryl, I just stuffed up. Remember that young Nick Wozniak or whatever his name was, or
I can't remember.
Oh, that was it. And big Daryl.
I love Bill Laurie and
Peace on, Gibbs off. What did you say? Peace on, Gibbs off. What did you say? State of Origin. Wayne Pearce is on and Ronnie Gibbs off. Guys, you should listen to it. It's all on YouTube. The 12th Man. Plenty of good stuff there. Lockie Lewis hip toss on Cody Walker. He should have got the Daily M for that. Well, Cody Walker, he must have learnt from it, guys. He's still executing those plays. Still suspended this week for that, chasing players and kicking them.
bloody Cody. I felt sorry for him.
Yeah, I'm sure he was
Got
disappointed.
to grow up one day. Just got to grow up. 36.
There he goes. Yep, ripped his neck. That's the guy.
Ripped
That's
his
the
neck.
guy. That's the guy. It's actually
Good
a true
old ripped his
story.
neck.
It's a true story. The guy actually ran into that, and he's supposed to run and then bounce off that thing and then somersault in the air off that vault. It crashed and he went straight into it. Oh,
I think it's getting a bit late, guys.
That's
I think
it,
we're going
guys.
a bit cuckoo.
That's
But
it.
Thank you to everyone who's contributed so far. So far, we've got $45 in the kitty.
Plus. Yep, that's it.
Yep.
We're off to a start.
We're off to a start. Plus all the membership fees for this month. That'll all contribute. 10% of that will go towards the July and everything else. But make sure you get out there and check out Gibbo in his YouTube channel, That Bulldogs Fan. Sorry, mate. Check out his Etsy. You can get entries, ticket entries, if you buy some merch to be a part of that. Actually, can you just take it from here, buddy, and just explain it again?
Private suite giveaway for the last game of the regular season, round 27, Bulldogs and Broncos at a core stadium, September 3. If you want to watch that game from a private suite with me and a bunch of other fans, all you have to do is jump onto Etsy, buy some merchandise. Every item there will get you entries automatically into the draw, and I'll be doing that draw live on my YouTube on August 21st. It's a Friday. Probably about 7 p.m., but I'll keep you updated as it gets closer. And I'll be doing 6 giveaways that night to some lucky fans who'll get a double pass to a private suite, private balcony, 4 hours drinks and food package. We'll get a doggies legend around to say hello. It's going to be a great time. We'll have a lot of fun. And it's very easy if you want to enter that. Just jump onto Etsy, look up That Bulldogs Fan, buy any merch there. It's going to all go towards payment for the box as well. So any support I can get is going to help, and hopefully we can get a bunch of passionate fans there for a good win over the Broncos.
Beautiful. Can't wait.
Awesome,
And
guys.
And that's the last point, guys. Remember, Penrith usually rest players in the second last or last round. Broncos probably out of contention. Could be their grand final for the year. Paying us not playing again. Blah,
That's
blah,
what I
blah,
said
blah,
last
blah.
week. Penrith could be resting players by that time.
Got your game to finish it off.
There you go.
There we go, guys. All
I
good.
think-
Time for the updated song, guys, and the video that Dave's amazingly done again. So go
Look,
the
we might
Blues.
We might get a keys to victory out later in the week as well, guys. We'll see how much time I've got, and I'll get more of Dave's stats out there. They were rolling across the bottom for a fair bit of the podcast, but thanks for coming on, Gibbo. Great to see you, mate. Thanks again, Gas, for all your help.
It's
and your
good to have a
triangle
chat.
playing. Let's go the Blues. Sorry we didn't talk much about it, but whatever. Go the
That's
All
right.
Dogs.
things Bulldogs.
Game
All
for
things
night.
Bulldogs, guys.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
See you guys.
Now, see, Aki, let's watch the newest version of All Things Bulldogs film clip, which will
Up the
change every week.
Let's go.
Go the Dogs.
Go the doggies.
G-Day Doggies fans, welcome to the show. All things Bulldogs.